frogs in a kiddie pool. The sun had cast its blazing wool. We did it for Govan, for Govan. We let haunted kids ride along, kept them safe from that awful song. For Govan, for Govan. When we held great power in our hands, we planted seeds, gave the land some Govan, gave us Govan. When the superbs came around, we bonked them good, they turned around for us Govan, and that was Govan. When I saw airlocks in the candlelight, I kept 'em close and held 'em right for Govan, for Govan. The train worm swallowed the second last train. I hid 'neath the leaves to stop the rain for Govan, for Govan. So we ride the shadow to the end, one day meet that pristine friend. Oh Govan, oh Govan.
Oh, Hi, I'm Steven. I use any pronouns. I will be playing Rafflesnap or Raff, and he uses he, they pronouns.
I am Minty. I use she, her, or they, dame pronouns, and I will be playing a wonderful friend called the Stargazer. Yes. Sorry, I just came up with them a couple minutes ago. Not a couple minutes ago, like 30 minutes ago. It's she, it. Which, if you say it very fast, does sound like shit, which wasn't intentional. Mm-hmm.
I'm Marcy. Is she, her pronouns. I'll be playing Choir Necromancis. Oh, the mouth glow looks really good.
I'm the Audiovore. I use he, him pronouns, and I'll be playing Cannonball, who uses they, them.
Oh no. Wait,
All right.
Eclipse might be muted. This whole time.
Can't
Oh,
believe
no.
Hi, can y'all hear me?
it. Big Twitch is silencing us.
That's so rude. Also, the chat looks terrible. It's fine. These things happen. Y'all can hear me now. So
They
I'm gonna...
replace.
I'm sure that y'all
Okay,
can
I
tell.
I think your stream audio is good now.
Great.
Now.
I was introducing our friends. I'm also going to reintroduce the show because y'all can hear me. Welcome to It's Up to You, Really, the first ever actual play of Zombie Survivalist Second Edition, powered by the Apocalypse game by Riley Hopkins, Nick Walker, and Cody Hawley. My name is Eclipse. My pronouns are she, they, and I will be the game master today. Yeah, so we're good to go. We are going to be playing the map-making system, or not map-making system, but the map-making stuff that is sort of contained in Zombie Survivalist Second Edition, and we're going to be sort of adding some new things to our map, because the characters that we're playing as are from a completely new faction, a completely new community, and they do not know the things that the people from Disc 1 and Disc 2 knew. So, before anyone who's like just watching this first time gets concerned, this is probably a really good chance to hop on, because this is all new characters. We're going to be introducing them and talking about them, and probably also going over some setting elements that we established in the first two discs. If you want kind of a vague sense of what's going on, and it's up to you really, it is about a decade, give or take, from the death of the speaker, who I think over time started as kind of just like its own thing, and I kind of see as like the king of leaving in many ways, sort of beneath this god named, this vast deity named the Potentate, and the speaker is dead, and sort of the parliament dissolved. Their like literal physical infrastructure was destroyed because the speaker created it, and his magic sustained it, which means like the internet, TV, like roads, buildings, like just all collapsed at once. But in its place, new communities and new societies have taken form and taken hold of parts of the land that, you know, in many ways used to be theirs. Yeah, we're gonna get started with that.
This is as simple as leaving will ever be. We
Yeah.
promise. It will only get more complicated from here.
That's right.
This is the closest thing to an on-road there will ever be.
That's right. So keep watching, pay attention.
It will
Yes.
be as inaccessible as possible.
Welcome newcomers very well. Perfect.
Welcome to cover. You hear about Lithune? You know what he's about? Oh, you think you know? You don't. You don't fucking know.
You ever heard of the
So
Iron
what-
Esoterica?
I have.
Even though it's more than
I think.
it's so inaccessible, so much of us don't even know what happened in the first half of this world.
That's right. As it should be.
That's right.
There's stuff from things that I did with like my high school friends in like 2010 that no one knows about.
That's true.
Anyways.
There are parts of the world that Eclipse doesn't fucking know about and never will.
Yeah.
She's sealed within her own mind.
Lithune used to be
It's
friends
true.
with dogs. I don't know anything about those dogs. But let's get started on map making and leave this arcane dimension of train and enter the woods. I'm big. Hi everyone, I'm huge.
Oh my god, you're so big.
Clips.
How did I get so big?
Enormous.
So, y'all might be seeing this. I mean, you are seeing this funny little map, and you'll see my mouse here. So say hello to my little cursor. So
Hi, cursor.
Oh,
Hi,
cursor.
cursor. Oh, there it is.
we love cursor.
Goodness.
So we are going to be. So you'll see these little hearts on all these markers. These little red hearts. These represent places that the group from Disc 1 and Disc 2 are aware of. The only reason why we have those is not because you should know about them necessarily, but so that we are making sure that one new place that we're creating exists in a context that is sort of consistent with the rest of the world, and two, if we want to decide, this is a place that exists, or this is a place that the people of the Govan Revolution know about, then we can. So I think to start, we should probably talk a bit about what the basic setup that we've kind of discussed off air is for this disc. Do any of the players want to talk about that?
We're on a big silly train with a big pig chasing after us.
Yeah,
So
we're on.
sometimes you try to start a society and you can't agree on ideological differences, so you split off and get on a train. And sometimes you get chased by a boar and a man who hates mysticism.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's it.
that's a pretty
Not
good
just any
explanation.
train, though. The last train
The
there
last
ever
train.
will be.
The last living train.
Mm-hmm.
That train is
Only
alive.
one there will ever be ever again. And that's
Rest
so
of-
sad.
The rest have all been destroyed or devoured.
Yeah, I guess to
Mhm.
expand upon that a little bit, there's this entity called the boar who is chasing the train and eating the tracks as it goes, being ridden by this other entity called the antidote who
Wait,
wants
what? Do you think
to-
trains are dead?
who wants to
Alice, how
ground
could you?
everything in logic, basically.
Alice, of course the trains are alive. What else? Just like normal. They're normal train stuff.
How
Yeah.
else would they move?
Duh.
That's right.
Life is motion.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's
Okay, now I'm thinking of a corpse folk train.
Oh.
It is a corpse folk train. My character is
there-
corpse folk.
There should be a station inside of Dead God Mountain.
It's not the last train. One of them survived by dying.
Yes.
That's fun to think about.
As you may have seen in the intro, the train worm swallowed the second to last train. We don't know anything. I mean, I feel like the train worm is pretty self-explanatory, right?
Yeah. We never talked about how many trains there are, but I do think there's more than one. There are enough trains that train worms are a thing that could exist.
Yeah. I'm just getting this set up. There we go. It's not perfect, but it's workable. I'm probably just gonna be reading this off the thing, anyways. Yeah. Also, I think another important thing to mention about this is that what was I even gonna mention? Oh yeah. So Govan is a there used to be a Govan society that collapsed. I think my assumption has been that was like pre-speaker, and then the Govan Revolution picked up after the death of the speaker and kind of tried to recreate what they had. It involved a lot of trains, but this is what remains essentially of the Govan Revolution. Those who watched Disc 1 and 2 will know that Pops, who is I don't even know if I feel like describing them as Clip's friend is too simple, and like
They're a vampire.
yeah, they're a vampire,
Little vampire thief.
and Clip might have a crush on them, and vice versa. Who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows?
But she was a part of the Govan Revolution. We haven't talked much about it, but I think one of the things that we've discussed is like Pops did not abandon them. Pops is kind of doing her own thing to help them in some way. But yeah, that's what's going on. So
some of the stuff Pop steals finds its way to train stations.
Yeah. So here's a challenging thing. The game tells us to decide where our home base is, but our home base can be moving.
It's on the train.
So I guess we should start with we should probably start with the other factions, honestly, because then we can decide where we are, right? Like to start.
Yeah.
Unless you want to put down tracks first.
Oh yeah, that could work. Do we want to do that? Well, that might be hard. Maybe we
We-
should. Go ahead.
Because we need to know where all the train stations are.
Right. Yeah, if we're gonna add new factions, we should probably do that first, so that we know where we know where train stations could and should be.
Yeah. Did we ever draw the one at Troubletown?
I did not. I think it's right in the center of it. I could probably just make a little marker that says that it's a train station. What about I'll make like a green star, maybe.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So any kind of like marker to represent there is this train station here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll make it bright green so it's visible. And then this is a train station, and we know there's one. I forgot exactly where that other one is. I know it's between Prime Square and the Sable. I think it's like right here, because there was the one where Riso found the like the texts, like spooky cooking.
That was kind of near the vault, right?
Yeah, I think southwest of the vault is fine.
Did we ever? I don't think we ever said what train stations actually are. They're like
yeah.
big obsidian-looking domes.
Yeah, yeah, they're big black domes with weird.
Varying in size, I think. Like isn't the one near Prime Square smaller than the one in Troubletown?
Yeah, the one near Troubletown is like literally like Clawful Caroline's house.
Were they were they originally train stations, or were they converted from something else to being train stations? Because doesn't the Parliament have a lot of ties to those domes as well?
Yeah,
I think they were originally train stations, and the Parliament used them as other things.
that's possible. My sense of it was almost that it's less of a chicken and egg thing, and that it's more like a. I mean, I'm down with any of these explanations, but like, it's maybe more like the Parliament made these things, and then like train is like a word that like we use to understand like what they're for, but like they're more complicated than that. But also I do like the idea of them being older than the Parliament.
My interpretation is that like these things are just they kind of show up sometimes. Maybe it's purposeful, maybe like say when Gouge conjured that one, presumably south of Prime Square. I think she did that. And sometimes they just appear on their own or whatever, and the Parliament looks at them and says, aha, astronomy dome. The people of Govan look at them and say, aha, train station.
Yeah, that's fun.
Mm-hmm. They're whatever their purpose is sort of inscrutable and left up to interpretation by whoever's looking at it.
Yeah, I think they're more a part of leaving than either like group.
Yeah,
makes sense.
I like it. Okay, so with that in mind, I think we should start coming up with some new, or deciding like what our known factions are. So let's see.
I did. I do like the idea of us knowing about one of the factories, but only one.
Yeah.
Only one.
Yeah, so there's 2 sentient factories, but we only know about one of them. I like it.
I think it would probably be the robot one, since that's close to the big train station.
Yeah. Yeah, we probably know about Troubletown. So I'm gonna remove.
Yeah, so we'd probably see that factory and be like, "Wow, a sentient factory."
Yeah.
There's no way there could be more of these.
I'm gonna remove.
Are too strange to occur twice, right?
Right. I'm gonna remove the heart from Troubletown and from the sentient factory. And so now we know that those are items or places that our people are aware of. The Govan Revolution knows about those 2 places. Next, I had mentioned the idea of knowing about the Deer Hearts.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd
Because-
love
That's
to
a good
spend
idea.
some time figuring out more about the deer hearts this disc.
I don't think I'm familiar with that faction, or is no one? Did it just have a name?
The Deer
Yeah.
Hearts are like the followers from Fallout New Vegas.
That means nothing to me. I'm
Audio,
sorry.
you're gonna get an explanation. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that they were a faction we came up with during the original Session 0 at the start of Disc 1, but we've never actually visited yet.
Yes, they
Okay.
are healers and carers and first responders who live in the sort of red wilds that are like, I imagine, slightly like fungally corrupted based on what happened with Acerola, and also are kind of in like the dark mountainous Parliament lands. Do we know about the Parliament?
I think we.
I mean,
I think only in the vaguest sense. I think we don't know where their current operations are.
yeah, I think
Yeah.
the train doesn't want to go there.
Yeah.
we know that there's a group called the Parliament, but we've got bigger problems.
We
Where do
get
they
more
are?
immediate problems, we'll say.
I was trying to nod with my model. It's very hard to do. I have to really
It takes us
turn
a
my head.
full minute to know. Like, okay, now I see you nodding.
Yeah.
Yeah, the stream delay
Yeah.
is pretty wild.
So I think we discussed that we don't know about Hull because the Govan Revolution split into what we now know as the Govan Revolution and the Hull group. And Hull, like, they chose a place that doesn't have a train station, basically.
Yeah, they did not want contact.
We don't know
They don't
shit.
want to talk to us. They don't agree with us. We don't
Yeah.
agree with them.
Yeah,
If
and I
we
think
ever meet, it's
interesting,
going to be really
we are
tense.
like the people in the train are like the minority in this group. Like most of the people stayed in Hull. There are a lot more people in Hull than there are on the train.
Right.
And you know what? Every once in a while, somebody who's on the train, they reach a stop and they decide, you know what? This is my stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's there are a ton. I mean, I think we never really talked about how many people are there because, like,
Sometimes people get on, sometimes they get off. And
yeah, because I think there's like a lot of
It's a-
people here. Like, it's
a big
small
train.
town sized. Like,
It's a big
there's like
train.
a considerable amount of people living on this train, but like, not like an actual like out like. There are a lot more people in Hull. There are a lot more people in Prime Square.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Like, this is an apartment building amount of people.
Right. Do we know about Composite Sphere?
No, we don't. We know Pops.
I think, yeah, I think it might be interesting that we don't know about Composite Sphere,
but
we
they
keep
know
getting
about
these,
us.
But we keep getting these supply drops.
Yeah, we keep getting care packages, and we don't know where they're coming from.
Yeah, I'm into that.
Or
Yeah.
we know they're from Pops, but we don't know where she is or why, how she is getting these things. I don't know, because we're not going to pick up random garbage.
Right. Do we know about the Sable Sky Sanctuary?
I think we've heard of it, but we've never the train hasn't been there yet.
I think maybe there's someone who's on the train who's from there.
Yeah. I guess, is it on our map, right? Like,
Yeah,
I like it on our map.
I think we have a vague idea where it is.
okay.
I think specifically because like I like the idea of someone from there being on the train, just because I want a Sable Skies character to be around.
Yeah.
And I like the idea of like, oh yeah, they know where it is because that's where they're from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we know about the Northern Vampire Castle?
We have to.
We should, because that sounds like a great place to be.
God, there's got to be a train station in that castle. There has to be.
I mean, how else will the vampires get around, right?
Yeah. What is?
There's a whole vampire car.
Does someone want to name a thing that's near the Northern Vampire Castle?
What kind of thing?
Like a landmark or a building or another micro community or something like that.
Oh, so anything.
Yes.
Oh! I have a suggestion.
Yeah.
Mhm.
A big on the coast right to its immediate west. A big elevator that goes down to a tunnel across the floor of the sea there, out towards where the which if you follow the thing, it goes and sort of goes towards the folks who live in the ocean up north.
Oh yeah, that's good.
I love the idea of
It's
there
sort of
being
a way for air breathing people to get there if they want to.
yeah,
Yeah.
I love the idea of there being tracks underwater that the train can go there.
Does someone want to draw that? I can.
I do not want to draw that. I hate drawing on Google Drive.
Okay, I'll do a simple little elevator, and then I'll rewatch this
Minty,
later
did
to
you
know
have
what
a
all these are.
suggestion?
Yes, this idea has been sitting in my mind rent free for like the past 15 minutes. I like the idea that somewhere there is an arboretum, which for those that are uninitiated, an arboretum is like a giant place where a lot of trees grow, and it's like it's called like the hive, and like maybe is like home to a community of bees.
I'd prefer not to do stuff with bees. I'm very afraid of bees.
Oh, that's totally fair.
Okay, no bees then.
Yeah, that's fair.
I've made a little mistake here, and I'm trying to fix it. Somehow I messed up the orientation of the map, and I don't know how to fix it. Is there like a button for this? No. Okay.
I just realized this map's view only for me.
Oh, that's not good. Hang on. Let me. Hang on. I'm gonna hide it for a second while I fix it.
Yeah, it's also view only for me.
Yeah. Let me change that. That should be easy. Okay, it should be edit now.
Let me refresh it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I have power.
Perfect.
Welcome to power.
Now I can accidentally destroy it when I misclick.
Yeah, that's kind of how Google Draw is. I used to draw actual stuff on this. It's not fun. Alright, sorry folks, I'm just trying to fix the map because I skewed it somehow.
It looks normal here.
Yeah. It's not quite normal.
Oh,
because
you
there's a
just
bit of
messed up the
extra-
capture.
Yeah. So... Okay, so no bees. Do we want to do a tree situation somewhere?
Still like the idea of an arboretum. It doesn't have to be filled with bees. though.
What's
Maybe
the
cool
difference between
birds.
an arboretum and like a
Oh,
forest?
Fuck yes.
An arboretum is enclosed.
Yeah.
It's like it's like a big imagine like it's where you have your forest on your space station, right?
Yeah, imagine a zoo, but for trees.
Yeah, it's sort of like a wildlife preserve, but for plants. It's where you want to put your trees so that nobody does bad things to them. We had an arboretum on our college campus.
I get it. I was just like the description of it's a bunch of trees. I was like, well, that's. But it's just a bunch of trees.
Really, what it is a bunch of trees with a fence around it.
Alright.
Okay.
Where do
I
we
get
want that
it.
to be?
Underwater?
Oh.
Fuck, that rules. Hold on.
Oh,
That is rad.
Do we want just
I'd
an
say either
underwater-
underwater or it's like in the desert.
so like, do you go? Is it like around the tunnel that you take?
Yeah, maybe it's like on the way from like the coast to maybe it's out towards where the those like ancient undersea folk live.
Yeah, it's fun.
Is
I
this,
like that.
is this One Piece shit, and it's the trees that make air bubbles so you can breathe underwater?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'll put that here. I should probably zoom in a bit so I can actually... Well, actually, that might mess up the capture, so I'm just not going to.
Yeah. Are you sure you want to take the risk?
Yeah.
There's some property of hate, and it's the trees that hold up the ocean.
I will go back and mark all this stuff. They're very simple shapes that I'm making here. But I'll just
fair.
rewatch the VOD if I need to. Okay, that actually brings up a question. Do we know about the sea ancients?
Oh yeah, I think so.
Well,
I think that'd be neat.
Should there just
Yeah.
be? We already decided on a train station at the castle, or did we? I forgot.
no, we never
You
decided
said you
on that.
wanted one.
I did want one there. That's right.
Yeah,
There could be one there.
There's one right to the south of it, actually.
Yeah, there's one.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's not far. I think there should be a train station right outside like the front gates of the Parliament's huge wall, but we don't know about it. and
That's
the
fine.
train doesn't want to go there, but it could.
Yeah, I think we can
Yeah, that
definitely
makes
mark things
sense.
that we don't know about. I think that's totally cool.
And they've absolutely converted it into one of their astronomy whatevers.
Yeah.
I had one other idea for a train station I want to exist, but I don't know if I want to save it to have for it to be something that happens during a game.
Gotcha. I think that I think that's enough factions that we know about. I think we should talk about ones we don't. Or no, sorry. I think that's enough factions that came from Disc 1 and Disc 2. I think we should come up with some new factions.
Yeah.
We gotta put Slimetown on the map.
Yeah.
We need Slime Town.
Or Oozetown, sorry.
Oozetown.
Um,
Oozetown. Things will be great when you're in Oozetown. Something else.
So we already know about 5 factions, but and it says arguably that we should only do 6, but like I want to do a couple more, just have some fun with it.
Yeah, there's no guarantee we'll get all of them.
Yeah, and there's a difference between knowing about them and being able to visit them, right?
Right.
Mhm.
So do we want to do Oozetown first?
Absolutely.
I love to be in Oozetown. So
What
we
did we
should probably
say-
talk about Oozetown. What is Oozetown?
What did we say about it on the other stream? That everyone was down with being in Ooze, and I forget what you said.
Yeah,
Like everybody in Oozetown, everyone loves slime, and anybody who doesn't like slime has already moved away a long time ago. Anyone who isn't like fully committed to the bit, they're gone already.
Yeah.
They've left. They got tired and moved out.
I feel like that's true about a lot of leaving locales. Like, you're either in for like whatever the location's bit is, or like you've moved somewhere else.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's just a bunch of slime guys hanging out.
I like the idea of Oozetown being in like the southeast.
Yeah,
Or
that part of
southwest,
the
'cause
map's
it's-
pretty. Yeah, the southwest of the map's pretty sparse right now.
Yeah, blue slimy goop land.
Yeah.
Big
What's
old
it-
slime pile.
What's a cool green goo?
How about like
Ooh.
right down here?
They got the best slip and slides.
That's right. I love this town and all its goop and gunk.
I'm gonna go down to Slimy Joe's for a slime shake. You guys want to come?
That's right. So there's
You know
Oozetown.
it.
What is
There's
near
Oozetown.
Oozetown? What is around Oozetown?
Do we think there's a station around Oozetown?
there's towels.
Towel
They laid some towels out.
Just a real big towel?
Yeah. I mean, for when you're leaving, you want to dry off.
I think we said that.
No. It's towel. It's a bunch of towel trees. They're like the natural fruit of the woods.
Yeah, you get the towels.
That's great.
You just go to the tree, you pick a fresh towel.
All right, I'm adding a towel tray.
Nature is beautiful.
Is there a train station there?
There has to be.
I feel,
So
like
those-
there, I feel like there should be. 'Cause I think that's where Rafflesnap is from.
Okay.
And I really want to go there.
Yeah. You're in Oozetown now, baby.
Now you're in Oozetown.
Oozetown, who loves ya? I do. Sorry, that's a reference to a really obscure ad. Or sorry,
You
who loves
best
you,
start
baby? I do.
Town, Miss Turner, because you're in one.
That's right. So yeah, I like Oozetown with its towel trees and train station. That's great.
Good stuff.
I got permission. I watch Riley Hopkins, one of the creators of this game, does a Star Wars actual play called If Not Us Then Who, and there is a mention of the phrase "ball is life and life is short." I want to create some hardcore b-ballers.
Oh, what? God, there's a name. There is a name. The Harlem Globetrotters. What if it's just the Harlem? No, No, can it
We'll
just
get-
be the Harlem Globetrotters or
We
something
might get
Globetrotter?
sued.
Yeah.
The harsh streets of New York. You either ball or you die.
Okay, then what if it is the World Walkers?
That's pretty
No.
good.
I don't want it to just be the Harlem Globetrotters.
That's fair.
They trotted all of our globe, and so they gone to leaving to trot that globe.
That's what I was trying to invoke, but it's like the Harlem Globetrotters are just there. But if it wasn't for copyright, that would have been very funny.
Yeah, only Betty Boop, Sherlock Holmes, and other. Well, actually, Betty Boop, you can't merchandise with Betty Boop, but you can. Betty Boop is canon in this setting. Anyways.
Yeah.
Only public domain things.
You're excited about Betty Boop being canon, sure, but it turns out she's a parliamentarian and has killed thousands of people.
No, she runs an ice cream shop. I met her.
Yeah, she runs an ice cream shop. What was I gonna say? I mean, it could just be like something funny, like the Sports Masters, the Masters of Sport.
What?
The Ball Masters.
May I humbly suggest New Dunk City?
New Dunk City is a great name.
It's pretty good.
So good. Can we please?
I'm good with New Dunk City. It's a pretty good name.
But like, are there like other basketball teams? Like, these people are very, very good at basketball. Do they play against each other? Or do they play against everybody else there?
No one else can offer them a challenge.
Yeah.
This is only the world's greatest ballers are allowed to even enter the city.
Maybe there's unrest in New Dunk City because they have
Teams.
they have no one left to play, and they're looking for a new purpose.
Yeah. They've defeated everyone else and they've turned inwards for competition.
Their balling is
And
like
it's-
so hard that they like if you lose a game against one of the ballers, you get disintegrated.
Right to the Shadow Realm. Sorry,
Yeah,
the darkness place.
Yeah, I could have defeated the speaker myself with the chaos dunk, but they just never accepted my challenge.
Is this town just like just a big like sports dome
That's fun.
with the
I'm imagining like a normal ass city,
Big
but
roof.
instead I'm imagining a normal ass city, but instead of street lamps, it's just it's hoops. It's just about baskets
that's
on every
very
corner.
dark.
On
It's a
every
very dark
corner.
city.
They have a replica of like the Empire State Building, only it's a giant basketball hoop.
God.
God.
It's really
That's
good.
God's basket.
It's God's basket, and if if anybody who tries to dunk in there never returns.
One day the Duke of Ball will return.
I agree.
And do
Alice,
the final
Hoops with
dunk.
Light's very good.
The Duke of Ball signed a contract to play professional ball. Never been back since.
Yeah. The Duke of Ball was actually Jasperus. Sorry, that's a joke for only me and Steven.
This is good for just me.
Yeah. Actually,
He was a ball.
that's a really good idea. I'm gonna do some thinking. Anyways,
Oh no.
where is this place?
Will you retroactively make me responsible for killing the Duke of this city we've just created?
Maybe. I mean, anyways, where is this place?
Where's good terrain for playing basketball?
Desert.
Glass Desert, maybe? Yeah.
Yeah, either that or there's just sort of the Badlands area in the middle.
Yeah.
But that's already pretty crowded.
I think that we probably need some more stuff in the Glass Desert.
Yeah, I think like the Glass
sense
Desert
that, like-
and like the weird wastelands in the south need some more people.
It would make sense that the desert and the wastelands are less popular than the plains and the Badlands.
That does make sense.
Yeah, we also live in a
Is-
world of magic and wonder.
What
Is
if
the
they're a
bottom
floating
left
city?
like beach territory?
I imagine that is like we haven't really fully established what that is. I like the idea that it's snow actually. Like or some sort of falling debris.
See, I like the idea that it's like up near a beach.
Yeah.
Like
that's
they
fun.
are close to a beach, but the city is also filled with volleyball enthusiasts.
And the factions are at war.
Yeah.
That's really
And
fun.
secretly, just under the waters of the nearby beach, are their greatest rivals, the Blitzball City.
God.
Oh shit.
What about
I-
like the South Shore?
You know
Yeah.
the Mersons totally play Blitzball, right?
Of course they do.
Of course.
I sort of like the idea that they have a floating city, and you can only get there if you have a particular basketball, and then you just like dunk up into the air and just like fly up and dunk when you get there.
They're like the
So
You
much
must
train
be
Talons.
able to
stations,
jump
they
at
have
least
dunk
this high
stations.
into the city.
What did you say?
They're like the
Instead of
Talons.
train-
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You must have at least a 30-foot vertical leap to enter the city.
Exactly. You have to be really good at basketball. They don't just they're not just like, no, you can't come in if you're not good. They're just, no, you literally cannot. It is impossible.
Yeah, they're like the
Be
Talvani.
really good at basketball or have access to cool magic or technology.
Yeah.
Right. That's
And
really
then we
fun.
can go there with our giant robot and peek in
Yeah. And win some
Well,
basketball matches. Or get disintegrated.
or get disintegrated.
Well, you know, the train tracks might take us there eventually. We don't know.
What's
Maybe.
nearby?
What is nearby? Third sentient
Rubber?
factory that produces nothing but basketballs?
Oh, no one's in the factories.
You can only have
Can't be
two.
a third one. Decided there can only be two.
The CS2E rules.
It's true. We've hitched. It's true. It is the rule.
Maybe in CS3E they let you make a third one, but not yet.
The number stands for the amount of sentient factories you can have in the game.
We've got our quota.
We have to think about game balance, okay?
Yeah. What about like a big like I want to kind of mix the absurd with the fantastical or with the mystical. What if there's just like a big dragon that doesn't move?
You're just watching them play.
Like there's
It
like an
can't
elder
move
dragon.
or it doesn't want to.
It's just sitting.
We don't know.
Yeah.
Like we know that they love basketball, presumably.
I like a big dragon.
I love to watch basketball.
Why else would they still be there?
Yeah, there's nothing else. Yeah.
It
If
clearly
I go
doesn't
too
have
far
anything
north,
else.
I will get all slimy.
I love
The towels
basketball.
are
And
too little. I need bigger towels if I'm gonna go north.
I love basketball, but not slime. So I guess I'll stay here.
And mushrooms and parliamentarians scare me too much.
The dragon can only travel directly to northwest. It can't go any other direction. So it would have to go right through there.
What's
It
that?
hates it.
What's that green and red area to the north of Oostown?
Oh, that's the zombie god.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's the corpse of a dead god, where all the
Ah.
cool zombie people come from.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Actually,
Their body
So-
forms a mountain range.
so there's a complication with leaving where it's like things that die in the sable skies can like just kind of show up here even if their bodies like were taken apart or whatever. So there was actually a zombie god in the Sable Skies, the campaign that was not broadcasted that I did before this with Steven and some other folks.
Yeah, we used him for glue, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. His name was Nayashtor. How do we feel about this being Nayashtor is like kind of this odd being that came from like a previous, iteration of the universe and like used to be like this great emperor. How do we feel about like this thing kind of being like the leaving mirror of that?
I think
fine.
that's a really cool idea. I like the idea that it's sort of I know we hadn't really committed to it, but we had talked about it before, like that it had been there for basically forever, and just it wasn't a problem until after the speaker died and whatever magic was suppressing its own power was now gone.
Yeah.
Because like there weren't a lot of the corpse folk weren't around before the speaker died, is the implication, right?
Yeah.
But the god's corpse itself has been there as like a known landmark for a long time.
Yeah, definitely.
Time
Any
is
other?
wibbly, so it absolutely could be the same, like an iteration of that previous being.
Yeah, time is very messy. And also that being died like a million times, like it died a million deaths. So it's very possible this is like one of its bodies, right?
If it died that many times, it's a miracle there's only one dead body
Yeah.
here.
Hey, we don't know it's the only one.
True.
Yeah.
This is the one we can see.
This is not the whole of the world. This is a small chunk of it.
That's true. Yeah, very much. Yeah, I'm.
I heard there's a land far to the east that contains a mysterious power, but you'll lose your memory if you go there.
That's true. You don't want to go there. It's bad. You'll become the omnipholist.
I've heard it really messes you up if you go there and the place decides it doesn't like you.
Yeah. Speaking of which,
You fail all of your tests.
Hey Minty, is your character okay?
No.
Great. Yeah. If you want context for Minty's character, you don't need it. I don't think you're going to need it, and we're gonna try to like make sure that we explain stuff if it comes up. But like, there's a one shot that we did on my YouTube channel, called "It's Up to You, Really, Wizards," that contains Stargazer as a PC. Yeah, it's very cool. So, what am I? Let's add some more. Does anyone have like any strong ideas for factions to add?
I've got like the kernel of an idea, but it's not fully formed enough yet. You know?
Yeah.
What is it? Maybe we can throw
Like-
some spaghetti at it.
You got me thinking about pasta.
Hey, listen, maybe that's it.
Yeah, like I'm imagining a sort of, maybe they're like a mobile faction like we are, but like people, like essentially a group that like smuggles folks out of Parliament controlled areas. You know?
Yeah, that is fun.
Like that help the refugees get out to safer locales.
Can I add a
Whether
second...
it's to Troubletown or the Deer Hearts or wherever.
Yeah. Can I add a bit of theming to that?
Sure.
So I don't think I've mentioned them that much, but there was this idea that I had for the prelims of Moon, MUUN, who are...
Yeah, I remember the cool art you did for them.
Yeah, they're like weird, cool, like moon worshiper, almost kind of like Jedi-ish vibes, but good and cool. And they like steal
They're
moon
allowed to
artifacts. Yes, they do it so much. They steal like lunar artifacts from the Parliament and like are trying to use them to bring the moon back.
Yeah, because the speaker killed the moon long time ago.
Yeah, because when I kind of want to make this canon because I think it's really cool and it gives a lot of layers to Clawful Caroline's character. Because when Clawful Caroline eloped with Lithune, like she lost her status as the Duchess of the Moon, and the speaker basically like was like, okay, well I don't have any use for this, so just destroy the moon.
Fucking went Piccolo on it. It's so sad.
Yeah.
I prefer to interpret that the moon was murdered. I think phrasing it that way is more impactful and a little more meaningful, you know?
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
it was
The moon was
probably
not just
hard
the moon was not just like a chunk of rock in space or anything, you know? The
That's
moon
right.
It had power and was special.
Yeah. Aster is saying Jedi but cool. They steal and shit. It's up to you, early 20. That's right. 2021.
That's
it's-
correct. Yes.
Imagine if the Jedi weren't cops, and that's basically what we got.
Yeah,
The Jedi, but not cops, is just wizards.
that's true.
That's
Wizards with laser
magic.
sword?
Yeah. Hey. Hold on.
Wizards could choose to have laser swords at any time. They just choose not to because they can do cooler shit.
Yeah,
You're
they can
right.
simply cast Conjure Laser Sword. It's a second level spell.
But where they cast that one, they can cast.
It is actually.
I know.
Minty was gonna say something.
I mean, no, not anything important, really. No.
Okay.
Yes, because our conversation was very important.
If you have any thoughts on wizards, please share them.
Yeah.
I mean,
My-
I'm always a big fan of secret societies of wizards, but
Yeah. My aesthetic sense is that the prelim should be in the Glass Desert, but my geopolitical sense is saying that they should either be in the southwest or southeast.
They can be in two places at once.
That's true. Oh yeah, they're
Be
moving.
two like factions. Oh, they're moving. Yeah.
Yeah.
They have secret paths that no one else knows about. Channels that channels in space. Channels in space that Moonlight carved in the ages past.
Yeah.
I like that.
They got doors.
Oh, they got doors.
Yeah, they got doors.
They
Trust me.
got Monsters Inc. doors.
They got those Monsters Inc. doors.
Oh fuck yeah!
I
Yeah,
think
basically.
their symbol is obvious to me, which is a cyan moon, because that kind of fits with the, because like the moon is also tied, I imagine, to void sorcery. In, I'm actually just gonna put them. I'm gonna give them 2 spots because I like the idea that like, yes, they move around.
Okay, but that looks a lot like Clip Scythe, though.
Oh, you're right.
Which is
Yeah,
good.
but
That's
Yeah.
fine.
what if that means something though?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Billy just really wants the moon back.
I have thought a lot about Clip being blue.
Billy wants to look at the moon.
Because that exact shade of blue is like the void color, but also like Clip is potentate. What happened? What up?
What happened?
What up?
There are a lot of powerful forces interfering in Clip's life,
Yeah.
Yes.
and
She
I
has
do
a
not
lot going on.
I do not envy her position metaphysically.
But also red is the color of the potentate, and Icarl has a red stripe on their hat. And Icaros, one of the beings that they're made up of, their color is like bright red. So it's like color symbolism is present, but also it's like intentionally, constantly being like, yeah, these are basically the same thing.
Listen,
Almost.
sometimes someone has a purple lightsaber because they wanted it, you know?
That's also true. Yeah.
Correct.
And then you make up
Star
justification
Wars.
for it after.
Thanks, everyone. Someone spend enough blood bricks to get Star Wars lore explained, and that just counts retroactively.
That's right.
Mhm.
Speaking of blood bricks, there's a weird community challenge. I didn't put it there. Be careful putting points into that, okay?
I don't see it. I was
you
wondering it
don't?
was going to be there, but it's not.
Oh no. Okay, I need to make sure. Hang on, I'm gonna do that now. While we do this. Oh wait, hang on.
I
Y'all
mean,
can see my.
someone's hacking the account. Oh no.
Oh no.
Hacking it in real time. Ah.
Someone's hacking the account.
You're Google.
I gotta Google how to do this.
I got it. It's fine.
How to
Um,
stop Twitch hack.
How to stop? Please help me.
Your Twitch support. How do we stop a weird brick demon from hacking my Twitch account?
How do we stop
Please
shit
respond.
people from invading?
That's right.
Please.
Just guzzling CPU right now. It's great. Here we go.
I'm
The
so
stream
sorry
still
that
looks
happened.
okay.
Oh my god!
Oh.
Oh my god! A challenge
Oh.
showed up. Whoa! What's that? I didn't do that.
What? How did this happen?
What's a reader? I don't know what a book is.
What? I didn't do that. What happened to my blood bricks?
Oh my god! Whoa! Whoa! What's happening? Anyways.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Anyways.
A bunch of my blood bricks just
Reader will
disappeared.
be here.
Great.
Done.
Great.
Well,
Awesome.
How did this happen? Who did this?
This is so great and normal.
it's fucked up.
Really dumbass.
Nothing weird will happen. I promise.
I hope he doesn't kill us.
Oh no.
I did forget that you had... I didn't forget that you had 50,000. I just wasn't sure if you'd put a bunch in. Anyways.
You can only donate 2,000 at once, but anyways.
Yeah, anyways. What's going on here? So do we want the prelims of Boon to have 2 locations, or do you want them to basically just, like, every session I go into the map and I, like, put them in a new spot?
I like that there's something really cool to me about those 2 places being, like, essentially the same location because of, like, space magic of, like, torn by the moon that they can pass through quickly.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you just open a door and you're in the other place, and you go up a staircase and you're in the other place.
And one of the things that they're searching for is more of these pathways, more of these doors.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, maybe somewhere else in the world someone opens a door and they're there now.
They don't have complete freedom of movement, but they are more mobile than many other factions because of these pathways.
Yeah, I really like the idea
sorry.
that they're like metaphysically linked.
Hang on, actually, just for the people who are watching the VOD, I want to read the challenge that just completed so people know exactly what's going on with that.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah, for the YouTube crew.
How do I read that, though? It's gone now.
It's
So I don't
gone
want to
now.
mark it as complete. Yeah, that's frustrating. I don't know if I can read it now. The read says the award says the reader arrives. It was 10,000 blood bricks, which are channel points for my channel. Yeah. I don't know what the text was, but I've forgotten what it was. It was something related to the reader. It was a person who... Actually, hang on, I can probably find it, because I posted it in the general for It's Up to You, Really.
Yeah, I think it's in the Discord.
Yes.
The It's Up to You, Really Discord.
Here we go. A phantom in the fabric between is and isn't. For better or for worse, when this challenge is finished, they will appear in the next episode of It's Up to You, Really. So we're going to start right out the gate with something really strange happening. So that's fun.
Inciting incident, ahoy!
Oh,
Yeah.
Cool. We love it.
So we have some factions now.
We do.
Do we want more?
Yeah.
I have a couple other ideas for factions.
Okay.
I would love to hear them.
One of them is much more... They're both very vague conceptual ideas. But one is I want people to be people from the sun.
Yeah.
Oh,
The Heart Sun?
The heart sun.
they must have some opinions.
Oh, you're opening Twitter. I see your Twitter window
I'm
opening.
sorry about that. I got DMs. I forgot.
I wanted there to
like
be
this.
people from some. My idea that I was thinking of earlier, if I wanted to save it or not, but I don't. I want there to be a train station on the sun. Oh shit! Eclipse.
That's great.
Eclipse.
Yeah,
Eclipse is powerful.
I like it. So
This is too strong an idea to not use.
I have a quick note related to something that we were discussing before the show. I have a Twitter DM from Riley Hopkins.
What is it? What's the call?
Here's my question. Had a quick question. Do you get all of your prestige moves when you select a prestige class, or just one or none? Riley Hopkins replies, let's say all of them. Fuck it. You earned it.
Hell yeah, we love to see it.
Great, thank you, Riley.
So that's...
Riley loves to give players in games that they made lots of moves, and I love him for it.
You should have all
Yeah.
the moves. I'm not
He loves to shower characters with moves.
As a GM, I love to give my players cool new things they can do because that makes the game more fun and interesting, and
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
I'm gonna have to talk to my girlfriend about giving my strong butch knight all her zombie powers
I guess,
in her
I
playback.
guess I gotta add the rest of my cool demon magic now.
Yeah.
Fuck yes. Did we? How many of us took prestige playbooks for this
I took
game?
a prestige.
Did we? I think we all did. Maybe.
I think
Minty,
everybody.
you're playing a wizard, right? Minty?
yeah, I've got one.
Yeah, we've all got
Okay.
prestige playbooks this time.
For all prestige playbooks.
Excellent.
Like none of it. Like we didn't coordinate this.
It just kind of happened.
Yeah, I just needed some spy moves.
How do I depict on the map that there are people who live in the sun?
You need to draw the sun, probably.
Okay, hang on.
But where?
Where the sun is. Where do you draw the sun on a map usually?
I have an idea. Hang on, we're gonna do this.
Draw like one of those children's drawings where the sun is right next to the house.
Okay, and then we're gonna go into colors, and we're gonna make this like orangish. Actually, make it bright orange, then we'll make it like super transparent.
Oh, that's a way to do it.
Yeah, and then I can just put like I can put like a comment on it and on the marked version, saying that there are people who live here and there's a train station here.
Yes. God,
that's great.
I'm glad. I'm so excited to see the reader and to go to the sun first episode.
Who lives on this? Like, what is it? What are the people who live on? What's their deal?
What's the sun made of?
What is the sun made of? What a question.
So the sun is a door that Gouge is using right now for magic.
So it's made of wood.
No.
I like the idea. How do you feel about this? I think what Gouge is doing to the sun is like a recent thing. And like the reason that there are people from the sun here now is because Gouge is fucking with it.
Oh.
And they're mad.
They're probably mad.
Okay, so that ties into some stuff Eclipse and I have been talking about, which would imply that there has been a bunch of people who moved from the sun to the surface of leaving at least once before.
Yeah.
When the Parliament fucked with the sun the first time.
I might as well put all the cards on the audio. Or should we put all the cards on the table?
We should at least reveal some of the cards.
Okay.
If the sun is going to be important, people should. I think it's cool stuff and it's fun for people to know things.
So before the Parliament existed, there was leaving was split up into duchies, and one of those dukes was the Duke of the Sun. The Duke of the Sun was killed and was executed for not wanting to go along with the Speaker and sort of his intention to create the Parliament. He said, "I will not become a parliamentarian," and basically what that led to was the old sun, like the normal round sun, being destroyed. Also, think about the Parliament has the Duke of the Sun's soul and might have done some messed up things with that. I'm not going to say what they are. I'll tell the other players what they are after this, but
okay.
Yeah. So the sun has been destroyed before, which makes me think that,
Hey, it's not good that Gouge is doing stuff to the sun, maybe.
Yeah.
So this is
Wait,
a
where
new
did
sun who made
where did the
this
sun come from?
I don't even know if
the
the
father.
sun. I don't know if this new sun is like a parliament thing. Like I don't even because if the Speaker made it, it would be gone.
My understanding is it's not that they destroyed the old sun, it's that they changed it.
Yeah. That makes sense.
They took what it was and it's something different now. Which is why it didn't disappear when the Speaker died, because the Speaker didn't create it.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah. But there are people
the changes that were done to it have persist.
Yeah.
Did people live on the sun before these changes, or are they new?
So you have to ask the Duke.
Were the people there a product of it being changed?
Oh God.
That is beyond the scope of this discussion.
Or were there people there and they were changed along with the sun?
I like that idea. That's really fun.
I like the idea that this will be like this is like the second migration of sun dwellers to the surface of leaving.
Right.
Like the first was after when the Speaker captured the Duke, and they changed it into the heart. And now that Gouge is using it for her sinister magic, this is like the second migration, because it's another big cataclysm happening up there.
Now that I think of it, I think maybe because the next is probably going to be after a time skip, right?
Yeah.
I like the idea of right now, while this game is happening, no, they haven't left the sun yet, but at the start of our next game, that's when that
Yeah.
starts
They're
happening.
like getting ready to leave.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do they want?
They want to
the-
not live somewhere that's being used as an arcane component.
They
Seems
want
like
people to leave their home. They
Yeah.
want They want the Parliament to leave their home alone.
I mean, I imagine like what Gouge is doing to the sun is damaging.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like most of what parliamentarians do to the places they use for as a resource is damaging, harmful to the people and the locale, right?
Yeah.
and the sun trees.
Yeah. What if they want to find their duke too?
Ooh, that's
Maybe.
good.
Yeah, maybe.
That's
You'd be
really
like, and now like, and maybe they don't know the speaker's dead either. Maybe
Oh god.
they probably don't, right?
Yeah. God. That's really good. I
Maybe
like
they're
that.
like, maybe they're coming in as like a. I was like, this is too far. Like this is the second time in our history they've messed with us in this way, and we got to do something about it. And then they get here and they realize, oh, it's all fallen apart already. Well, what do we
Yeah.
do now?
I imagine like some people are leaving to like stop Gouge, but like a lot of people are just leaving because like, oh, this isn't safe anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like for what they want, that depends on who you ask, right?
right.
Yeah.
These people have to be like radiant, I imagine. Like I don't, because we're avoiding like the
yeah.
idea of like fantasy races, but like these are glowy people. These are
Yeah,
divine people.
I'm kind of imagining like the Nova kids from Starbound, where they're just like cool plasma people.
Yeah, energy beings.
I was kind of thinking about the like in Friends of the Table, the star people. The stars in that game are people.
Oh yeah.
They're like this like weird radiant incomplete thing. I don't think they're exactly like that, but that's sort of like uncanny valley, not human, like not like person.
Yeah.
Like if you had to make a person, but you only had plasma.
Yeah, like that kind of. But like I don't it's like it's not like the sun and leaving isn't the same as our Earth sun. It's not
Right.
the same thing. This is a weird magic thing that's shaped like a heart and shows up at night and is always around everywhere, and it's a weird thing.
Yeah, I assume there's solid parts of it so people can live there. Although maybe they float and they don't need solid parts.
I think
Yeah.
maybe it's like there are solid parts. Like I imagine like what we see of the sun a lot of the time is like an ocean. It's like liquid.
Right.
Ooh.
Yeah. And also like metaphysically, like I had talked to Marcy a bit about this. Like the potential. So I don't want to go too far into it. Latoon explained it a bit recently. There's this idea that like there were three politics that like created reality, and they're the Bureau, the Potential, and the Subvern. And the Bureau is like vast bureaucratic like simplicity. The Potential is like just vastness and opulence, and the Subvern is like perfection and pristinity. And like I like the idea that these are people who represent like vastness and opulence, because they're like so close to something that is like, I mean, I imagine the heart itself probably is like, it's made of like amber energy, right? If we're using like the sort of metaphysical terms of the setting. But yeah, they are great. They are capital G great.
Great.
Mm.
I like it.
Yeah. I almost feel like if we don't have any other factions, I feel like that's a good one to end on.
I did have an idea for another one, but that is a good one to end on.
If you like, you can tell me, and then or like we're gonna be doing the thing this time where like if like your picks, you decide what happens with them. So if you have that idea and you roll a thing, like you can present that as like a thing, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Awesome. Okay.
I might just talk to you about it later because it's a fun idea. I want to talk to you about it.
Totally awesome, and I'm excited. Let's talk about your faction. Let's talk about Govan. Actually, let's do the railroads first, right?
Oh yeah, let's do those.
So I'm just gonna do a polyline.
How are we gonna draw the railroad that goes to the sun?
I think we just have to assume it's there.
Yep.
I think
Maybe
the
like
one to
one-
the sun is access. I imagine like there are like maybe at the stations you have the opportunity to switch tracks,
Right.
and
Mhm.
every station has a track to the sun.
It's fun.
What if
But there are secret conditions to active to find it. Maybe.
I like the idea that we have to attach rockets to the train to get to the sun?
Oh, God. That's fun.
Because the track is there doesn't mean it can overcome like gravity and reach escape velocity.
Yeah.
The track is straight up.
Yeah, hey, true.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Everybody please secure all of your belongings. We're going up now.
It's really easy to get up. It's harder to get back from the sun.
Right.
I'm just imagining Cannonball's workshop car when this happens, and like all of their projects that they were working on just like flying to the fucking to the back door.
That's fun. How do we feel about? Hang on, I'm gonna thicken these a bit so you can see them. Actually, y'all can also look at these on the actual doc. How do you feel about those tracks? Because like there are gonna be ones that we don't know about, but I like the idea that like this. Although it does make the Parliament one like a hub, and that makes it weird if we don't know about it. Maybe it should have more
Yeah.
connections. Like honestly, I think it's fine if like all of them are just connected to each other, to some capacity.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the train won't want to go there anyway, right?
Right.
It will actively avoid any attempts to be led down that track.
Are there other stations that we don't know about?
I think so.
Okay.
Probably, yeah.
Do we want to
Yeah,
mark any of
certainly.
this down?
And there are maybe some routes have been destroyed already by the boar, right?
Right.
So there's stations but no tracks that lead there.
Yeah.
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 I like the idea that there's one like near the corrupted fungi, but it doesn't. The track to it doesn't lead directly from the Parliament. You have to go like a weird route. Like it goes.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Kind of along like the western edge of the map, maybe.
I like west. Yeah, I was thinking the other end, but that's really cool. Yeah. Let's
Oh
go
yeah, I
west.
meant east. I said west, but I meant east because I get them confused all the time.
West. West is kind of good though. Like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get there
Yeah.
from Slimetown.
And then we can discover them as we go. Like, if we can
Yeah.
get to a place and be like, oh, there's a track going east. Do y'all want to go that way? Like, we can.
Yeah, because whenever we reveal a scene, we'll have the opportunity to discover a switch or a station or anything, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It's like I don't imagine these like train tracks and stations are like they're not purely physical. They're not purely mundane constructions.
Right.
There's magic to them, and they kind of respond to what the people on the train want and need.
So I don't usually like reading out alerts during these, but I want to acknowledge Broken Sun RPG. Thank you for the follow. I'm sorry that we're also making a story about people who live in the sun. I promise it's different though.
Story isn't about people who live in the sun. It just has people who live in the sun. Very different.
Right.
They're around, yeah.
Yeah, I like those rails. So where? Let's first talk about where. Well, actually, maybe we should talk about who we are first. I feel like it might be good to start to talk about like what our vague impressions of our PCs are. Like, it doesn't need to be perfect, but like who, what sense we have of these characters. Like maybe going. I mean, really, whoever feels comfortable first. Can go ahead.
I have a
Yeah,
lot to say.
Go ahead.
So Cannonball is a person they've already achieved their life's greatest ambition, and they're lost now. They grew up in a community with like a squatter community that lived in a Parliament garbage dump, basically. And they had like they kind of lived independently off of, because the Parliament was an incredibly wasteful society. And so they had access to all sorts of mostly working technology, and they were able to like start farming using like scrap, like the mass amount of food waste that Parliament would produce, and so they just and so Cannonball fell in love with machines while growing up there and playing around at the scrapyard part.
Oh, go finish talking about them. Actually, no. Maybe we should take a break. Let's take a break,
Okay.
and then you can finish after. How long of a break do you want to take?
I'm good with 5. If
5
somebody,
is
but I won't
good.
oppose if somebody wants a longer break.
5 is good.
All right, let's take a 5-minute break. We'll see you all in that much time.
All right.
Bye.
Hi, we're back. Welcome back, everyone. To It's Up to You, really.
Hello.
There are people who live on the sun.
Glad we figured that out.
The reader is coming soon, I guess. Apparently. We
We need to talk about the train.
We were hearing about Cannonball. Do you want?
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, we were going to talk about characters first.
Yeah.
So Cannonball grew up in this within this community that lived inside like a Parliament garbage dump, and they were they were doing pretty good for themselves, honestly speak. They were kind of like off the grid, under the radar. It didn't last forever. They were like kicked out at some point, but by that time, Cannonball had built their first car, and they were able to get some people in it, and they were able to get out, and they just kind of ambled around for a while, trying to stay out under the radar, off the grid, and it was short. It was a couple years after the speaker died when Cannonball had taken to racing at that point. They're an adult now, and they just like to build cars and race them. It's their favorite thing to do. And they had heard about a secret race with with the prize on the line being immortality. And they said, "Well, I gotta get in that. I'm the best. I'm the fastest, and I'm the best." And they did, and they won, and it turned them into a demon. But they love that. They're cool with it. They love being a demon. They think it's rad. But they finished like they won the secret magic race, and now they're like, okay, what now? And they were just kind of driving around, not really aimlessly, and they happened to find themselves at a train station, and the Govan train showed up, and they just decided to get on.
Cool. Do you have any like mechanical details that you want to talk about with them?
Yeah, I'm using the Tool Lord playbook. So they are a technological. They're very skilled at working with machines and building and fixing things.
Cool.
And to represent them being a demon, I have taken the Big Brain Prestige book, and I've reflavored that instead of being psychic powers to be cool demon magic.
Nice.
So they like to drive cars, and they have cool telekinesis.
You'll love to see it.
Hell yeah.
Anyone else have character details they want to talk about?
Yeah. My character is Choir Necromancis. She's from the Govan Revolution originally, and she died, but her heart was still on the train, so she's alive still.
Great.
Her heart's in the train, I decided. It's there somewhere.
Cool.
So I have a question about that. Are they a like dead zombie god zombie, or are they like or corpse folk, or are they like a different type of corpse folk?
I think it's unclear.
Awesome.
I could be because there's a dead god that brings people to life sometimes, and it might be because her heart's. I think about this so much. Her heart's on the train. It's not like a part of the train. It's not like beating in the engine or whatever. It's there, but it's somewhere.
Yeah, just don't know where it is.
It might be under a seat somewhere. Who fucking knows?
I love it.
We moved the couch to clean it, and we found Necromance's heart.
Wait, I know what. Oh my god, you keep referencing songs I know.
You got it.
My heart is on the train, a bag without an owner.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I
got
That
it.
was so vague. I didn't think anyone would get it.
I catch every lyrical reference if I know what the song is.
Hmm. Yeah, her heart's there somewhere. And she's sort of a medium for the train. The train is here. The train is something that's alive, and it's something that's very important to Govan, to the Govan people. It's like it's religious. It's I don't want to just say effectively religious. Like it's something they consider holy. I think it's something. I don't know if it's not really worshipped necessarily, but it's something acknowledged as divine and important to them in that way.
I like that.
And there is there's like religious there's like there's like a religious leadership of sorts. I don't think because Govans don't have like government in that way. But there's like a church. There's like church here. People go to sermons and people study things about the train and learn things about it and learn things that trains have done for Govan people. And she sort of serves as a speaker for the train in that community, a sort of in between for factions religiously that are a part of this group, and like other people that are part of the train's community and part of the Govan community.
I like that. That's very cool.
Oh yeah, I should talk about like she is
Yes,
mechanically.
Yeah.
She is a community leader, the community leader playbook. She's very good at helping people with stress. She's she can give people her advancements to make them stronger instead of her. If she gets really upset, she rolls with heart instead of lethality. She can always tell when someone is lying. That's a fun one. And also, since she's dead, she has the Walker Prestige playbook or Corpse Folk for us, which means she's kind of a ghost. Her corporeality is fuzzy at times. It's what makes her able to use her armor that's very special, which is because it's a giant robot. That's also dead. The dead giant robot that's a ghost she pilots.
Yeah, Choir Necromancis has a has a big ghost robot made to kill a parliamentarian robot.
Mm-hmm.
It's great.
She also has a giant stop sign made by a different group of people to stop that same parliamentarian.
I have a question for you, actually, Marcy. Is Necromancis's robot a Love is Blue?
Oh fuck, is it? I mean, it has to be, right?
Yeah, if it's made to kill a parliamentarian, it has to be.
Yeah, I know that it was made by the Govan Revolution.
Yeah.
Or actually, I don't know. Would that be the Govan or the Govan Revolution?
Depends.
Is the robot or is the stop sign?
Both were. The stop sign wasn't made by the Govan. It was made by
Right.
someone else.
I mean, in terms of Love is Blue.
Oh, yeah, I guess that would also have to be.
Yeah. Well, a Love is Blue is just a like it doesn't necessarily have to be like the Love is Blues that actually I should probably explain what that even is to people who don't know. It's up to you really stuff. So basically, the Sable Skies Sanctuary people who come from a different dimension, they brought
Very accessible.
they brought knives that were made from a larger blade that got split when the Potentate's tongue when it basically was used to cut the Potentate's tongue. And those are called Love is Blues. Or an individual one is called a Love is Blue. And they're used to kill parliamentarians who are sort of the like kind of I think the best explanation is that they are the dukes of the parliament. They are the nobility of the parliament, and they
They're
hold
like
demands.
fascist demigods.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, they're also like tied to the bureau. They're tied to that sort of like very bureaucratic sort of metaphysical underpinning of the world. The Love is Blues are. and also somewhat tied to the void, which is sort of the non-extant, like I've described it before as like sort of being akin to like the Buddhist or Hindu like highest spiritual state, but it also has elements of like when it's at like its worst, it has elements of like Lovecraftian horror or stuff like that. Sort of existentialist concepts of sort of massive and vast emptiness or things that are hard to understand or incomprehensible. But yeah, it's basically what I'm asking Marcy is like, is this a thing that can kill a parliamentarian? Actually,
I think I'm thinking about it. I don't think the mech is. The mech is called Turnabout. Also, I should have said that.
right.
The stop sign definitely is. I don't think the mech is, because the thing is, both these things were made to fight a parliamentarian, but they did both fail.
Right.
They both were destroyed. I mean, the stop sign's less destroyed because you can't really destroy a stop sign without just like taking the two pieces apart, and they didn't really do that. I don't think Progress has the wherewithal to tear a thing into two pieces.
Yeah.
They just ran it over mostly.
Only too Stampy.
The stop sign, it's just called stop. It's marked. One of the drawbacks is it's been marked by Progress.
That's cool.
And what that is to me is there's just big fucking treads over it that were Progress's feet.
That's great.
Like there's like, it's like the physical, like it's been tarnished permanently, but it's also like, hey, like there's a connection between this thing and Progress that's there forever.
Yeah.
Progress.
And also it hates that and it's petty about it. That's another one of its drawbacks.
From like an
Good
out of
stuff.
character perspective, that also really makes sense with like what the Bureau is, like, because they're like aesthetically, even like if you go to like a Bureau dimension, it's like rainy streets and like office buildings and like non-Euclidean like geometry and stuff like that, like back rooms type stuff, so that like really fits the vibe.
Yeah, we should talk about who made the stop sign
Yeah.
at some point, because I still don't know, and I'd love to talk about it in relation to the Bureau.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the Bureau actually wound up like, I think the stuff that the Bureau does is like, because I used to play this overall setting in D&D, like it's very much like the what do you call those guys, the Inevitables, like that sort of vibe, but
Yeah.
way cooler and more
From the-
interesting.
From the plane of Mechanus.
Yeah. But more jazzy and film noirish.
And less like weird invincible cops.
Yeah. Like at its best, the Bureau is like making sure that like, you know, things fall, like when they drop from a high height, and stuff like that. But yeah, sorry, that was a big tangent, but I was just curious about that. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next.
Cool.
I am playing the Stargazer, as you probably know. Do we want mechanics first or like background first?
Either or, whichever you feel more comfortable doing with.
Okay. The Stargazer is going to be playing the first responder class with a few enforcer moves. Just to kind of like put together a medic that doesn't, the horrible stereotype that we find in a lot of like media, the medic that doesn't give a shit. Or the medic that will fuck you up if you cross them.
The medic from TF2.
Now, if you've listened to the font playthrough that we did, you know that the Stargazer barely escaped the font. And that created a lot of lingering resentment because the rest of the people around it kind of fucked off. The Amethyst, I think, is now wandering a desert, just kind of like ready to tell someone a secret. The Iron Mind became a bullet. The Looking Glass experienced an ego death, and the Stargazer was basically all by herself.
I do want to say the Amethyst was wandering in a cave, not a desert.
It was actually a
I could not
concrete.
remember which one it was.
It was the basement of a hospital.
Oh, yeah.
And like for the most part, she just kind of was like, fuck everything, I'm going to burn it down. And then I just decided this a few minutes ago because I actually thought it worked pretty nice. She went to I believe the Dear Hearts faction, is that it's called, right?
Yeah.
And did her best to learn to try and help people, to try and save someone, I believe, that is probably a little bit special to it. And I don't know whether or not that will be successful or not, but she became a little bit more of a doctor, still a wizard. She does have like a little bit of like the wizard playbook test, the spell book, and I like to think that like it's not obvious at first, but the only thing she really carries on her at this point is a first aid kit and a healing sword. And the sword is a part of her. It's got the bound, symbiotic, and marked trait. And the way I like to envision this is that she can change her arm into a massive lily and just kind of like either stab you with it, or it to heal you, or stab you with it to hurt you.
It's really fun. It reminds me of
what is it marked by?
I that one was kind of hard because it's like the description for it was like people will know you if you use this, and you know after a certain point, the plant girl with a giant lily hand who stabs people with it, I think would probably become very noticeable. And to the fact that, you know, because the wizards were used to be part of the parliamentarians.
right.
I got
Yeah.
a couple questions. I got a couple questions for you. So we know from the events of It's Up to You, Really Wizards, that the Stargazer came out of that in a real bad way. But we also know that the Fisher and the Font were in a land that kind of messes up with your memories. So I'm wondering, how much do they remember of that time, and how clearly?
That's actually what I would like to get to, because the Stargazer has no idea how she ended up on the train.
Ooh,
Oh,
that's fun.
Shit.
I like to imagine if it saw the Iron Mind or the Amethyst out in the world, they'd get like really angry and not know why.
Oh,
Hmm.
absolutely. I'd like to think that. God, how do I put this? Like, is it called Fantasia? I'll figure out the word for it later, but I think she has a lot of visions.
Yeah, I think it would be because there's aphantasia, which is the lack of visions. So Fantasia would be visions. Yeah, I like that.
Mm.
Wherein like she is often like caught up in a reverie of like vividly picturing something, or like seeing things that aren't there.
I like that a lot. It's really fun. Are we all comfortable with that sort of stuff being in the game?
Yes,
Sure.
I think so.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure because I know that I want to be sensitive to people who experience delusions or hallucinations. Cool. So yeah, that's a content warning for this disc. There will be references to, sort of not necessarily delusions or hallucinations, but sort of projected images or whole cloth memories or memory flashes and images and stuff like that. Okay. Anything else for Stargazer?
I think I want to like. I feel like I should probably be upfront with this move. I took the Doctor's Welcome move that says you are welcome anywhere as long as you don't do anything to break that trust.
Oh, that's fun.
That's interesting.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Like,
Especially
you have a reputation as a healer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
yeah,
people
but you
have
have
heard
like
you,
sword.
and-
You have like a weapon that's like visibly part of like the Parliament.
Yeah. Which, yeah, I think. Listen, I was very intentional with this. Is that and like double that with a loss of a lot of memory. I think it might be that she has a reputation in places that she does not even remember.
Hmm.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I really love the idea of a flower arm that is also a sword that cuts wounds and removes and erases them.
That's fun. Yeah. Or like stitches them with vines or something. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's really fun.
Like the way what I'm picturing is that like you're not attacking when you use it to heal. You're not attacking the person. You're attacking the wound.
That's really good.
Yeah, it's a healing
That's
sword.
good.
It's a
Yeah.
sword that heals people.
You have harmed this wound and unmade it. It is as if they were never harmed in the first place.
That's right. And Steven, do you want to talk a bit about Rattlesnap?
Yeah, I can talk about Raph a little bit. I don't know a ton about their backstory. I know that they are a aspiring stage magician who is sort of very showy and ostentatious because they want to be like I was gonna say because they want attention, but it's sort of like they just want to be like appreciated, I guess, or like they want to be like, here, this is a cool thing I can do, isn't it cool? I'm gonna share their talents. And I think they are on the train possibly because they are afraid of the antidote, because they literally do magic, so they don't see themselves as having a place in the world that the antidote is trying to make. But I don't know that much. I don't know much more than that. I need to think about them some more.
Cool.
Um, I'm using the what even? Oh, I'm using the performer playbook.
Oh yeah.
Um, but I started Prestiged as Secret Agent, so I only have one move from the performer playbook, which is the one where you can. Oh right, the one where you can spend a whole bunch of stress to like do performances that buff your allies or destroy your enemies. Um, and I have a
Very
move, and I have a move from the Secret Agent Prestige class, which lets me spend hold to appear places or to have items that are needed, so I can do close-up magic. It's very good.
Nice.
good.
What's great about this group is that unlike so last season we all made our characters like relatively together, and this time we're doing it blind. But y'all are way more staffed than last. Like in terms of synergy, like y'all
Oh my
like
god.
The synergy
You
is
have a party composition.
yeah.
everyone but Choir spends stress, and then Choir's just like, here's some stress, you can have it, it's yours.
Yeah.
Also, I
We're
have a
fine
robot.
now.
It's
Oh.
also the difference between creating it like creating a character with like so many advancements to spend and not having to spend them on the community, and you could put them all into your character's abilities, right?
Yeah. It
Because
does remind me though. Huh?
yes, because like we were creating them good characters outside, like as like already at a certain level before we create the stats for the Govan Revolution community.
Right.
So
Yeah.
we did
But
like there was all the advancements go to the character instead of other things.
I do think we should talk about Govans though.
Yeah. I
That's
think we should
something
talk
that's
about-
important to my character that I want to talk about.
Yeah, that would be helpful.
What's up with Govans? So actually, let's do like the actual faction, right?
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
let's do that first.
Yeah. Here we go. Hang on, I'm gonna shrink that a bit. 'Cause it's a bit big. Yeah, that's fine. Oh wait, hang on, I'm losing. Let me move this behind the text, and I think that'll work fine. Although that might be, yeah, you know what? Yeah, that's fine. Okay. It's not perfect, but it's legible. Okay, so the way that I decided to do this is I thought that it would be good if basically we did it so where, rather to where your characters have or sorry, the group itself has, like, in terms of group stats, an array equal to the stats that Prime Square had. So you can place those in any of the group stats. I don't know if we want to do that first or talk about the actual group itself, though, first.
Are
I
we
think-
using condition?
We're using it, we're just not mechanicalizing it. It's just going to be narrativized.
Okay. I think we should talk about the group itself, then go to stats.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
that
that
makes
makes
more
better
sense
sense.
to
All right. How do you do that again?
There's a thing in the book about this, probably.
Yeah, I just gotta find it because it's not right next to the map making section.
Yeah.
Map.
Group stats and community play, dealing with communities. Oh, here's the what the fuck is that part of the notoriety matrix.
Yeah.
Where do we start? Like notoriety matrix, or
I like to start with like who are the people. I feel like that's a good way to.
oh yeah, just like think of like people who are there.
Yeah, there's a thing about that though. I'm just trying to remember where that even is. What's in a home? Here we go. These are the good questions that I like. Your home is somewhere that you and a host of NPCs have carved out for yourselves. You may be in a leadership position, you may not be. That's something to decide at the table. So let's talk about leaders first. Does Govan have leaders?
I think so.
Cool.
Yeah, even if they're
Not in any like formal sense, but yeah, like the informal leadership of like people who are generally trusted to like have good advice and make sound decisions.
yeah,
Who-
that's the word I wanted.
Who are our
Even if they're
leaders?
informal, we have leaders.
I'm a leader.
Okay.
Yeah, it sort of sounds like choir is a leader.
All right, I'll do choir. Access. I like the idea that the conductor is a leader.
Yeah, I forever ago I had like ideas for factions of sort of factions.
Oh right, you're right. Yeah, let's.
People with different feelings about the antidote and the boar. They're
Yeah.
very loose ideas,
I think
but
we
I do
should-
like the names at the very least a lot.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull those up. This should be visible. Actually, hang on. That's your entire sheet. Let me.
No, my secrets.
Hang on. I can turn this into different tabs so I can look at it. So yeah, Marcy put
I'm
together.
49 years old. I'm so.
So old.
You're so old.
My
so
bone's so brittle.
old.
So Marcy put together these. Do you want to read through them?
Sure. And we should talk about these more. These are just like, fuck, we need factions here. There needs to be religious misconduct happening at all times.
Right.
There's the Ranunculan scholars, the people of the Govan Revolution who believe that the boar, guided by the antidote, will be the one to destroy the last train. They believe if they can gain control of the antidote, that the boar will not be able to reach the last train. And their general intention, as far as the boar and in general, is to control. And then there's the Silver Spikes, the people of the Govan Revolution, who believe that the antidote delivered by the boar will be the one to destroy the last train. They believe the boar can be slowed down and that the antidote will not be able to reach the last train. And their intention is to stall. They're the most literal about, like, we just need to fucking stop them. Just throw some spikes on the ground. That's sort of where they got their name. Throw some shit at them, make them go the other way. And then there's the Abjorve, it's how I pronounced it.
Yeah, I thought Ubjorv, but Ubjorve is probably better.
Abjorve. It's people pronounce it differently everywhere on the train. It's the people of the Govan Revolution who believe that the boar and the antidote together will be the ones to destroy the last train, and that they can only be kept at bay through constant ritual maintenance of the last train. They're the most abstract and weird and magical of all of them, and that they believe in the most abstract way that the train continuing to act as the last train and being the way that it is the only thing keeping the boar and the antidote from just swooping in and destroying it.
I really like that last faction.
Yeah.
They're good. They're like, I think that's the conductor, not the conductor, like are the conductor and the ticket taker the same person?
I like the idea that they are, but they have different names.
Yeah.
Or
It makes sense to me that, what if it's the same person in two hats?
yeah, well, because I mentioned before this that there's this character in the Dreams story who shows up multiple times. He's kind of a jerk, but like I would want this character actually be like mostly pretty nice, but like he shows up in like multiple roles. Like he's a bodyguard at one part. He's like the manifestation of the main character's depression. He's like the train conductor. He's also the train ticket taker. So I like the idea of doing something like that, where this like someone with like a very distinct appearance is just like has like a bunch of roles on the train.
And he's very Upjorv. He's the one who's like, well, this is the train. It has to always be the train. As long as it's always the train, then the antidote and the boar will never get here.
This is Tom Hanks in the Polar Express.
It's absolutely Tom Hanks in the Polar Express. Can't stress this enough.
Yeah, but more nice.
Much nicer.
Yeah.
But
Less
with, like,
terrible to children.
but equally terrible at singing.
Yes.
Would it be fitting to have like a leader who represents each faction?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
So-
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense.
What does choir represent?
I think Choir is, for lack of a better term, the centrist. If not that, then like the mediator. She's a person with a direct link to the train in a way that the other factions aren't necessarily. Everyone cares a lot about something that's very important about all these factions is they care a lot about the train and keeping it safe above most other things.
Yeah.
Like they have the intentions I put down, but like at the end of the day, like they want this train to be safe. They want the antidote and the boar to be far away. They want the people here to have a nice life here.
I know
Um,
we.
I don't think any of them are like evil or bad in that way. No one's hurt. No one's like attacked anybody because they don't like the wording they chose about which comes first, the antidote or the boar.
As usual, I don't like to do alerts during this, but we just got a pretty big donation to the Bun Fund.
Nice.
Govan for Life has donated $44.44. All boars these days knows how to do is run fast, eat train track, and be large. It's disgusting.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I remember in some conversations we've had in the Discord when like making some plans about this is like the idea of like a group of people who are like try and interpret the way the train tries to communicate with people, and is choir part of that group? Or because I imagine though like the train speakers, like the people who've learned how to like read like try and interpret the train are like sort of like all the three like the three different the people with the three different outlooks on the situation, like those factions all kind of respect them as like a line of communication directly to the train itself. Not directly, but
Yeah, I think this is gonna be a moment of like, well, my OC is special. My OC is different than the others. Like, she has like a different kind of connection to the train than most people have. Like, it's like her heart's there. Like, train is a part of her in a way, and that it isn't for people who are interpreting.
Right.
Okay.
Makes sense.
And that's what gives her like a much more direct, like, well, you know the train, you're a part of this in a way that not everyone else is.
Yeah.
And maybe like there might be other people closer who don't communicate in the same way, but this is the position my character's in, certainly.
So I had mentioned the idea. I drew this funny bug at one point, and hang on. Let me put up this bug. I mentioned the idea of
Post
like
bug pics now.
I had this like mental image of like a character who would say something like someone would be like, "That's valid," and this character would just be like, "You think this is valid? None of us were valid out in the trenches." And like that's this little guy that I drew. That's what like a leader for the Silver Spikes feels like to me. Like maybe this guy like fought Red Caps, right? Like this was a guy who like their sense is like, we can kill anything.
Yes, absolutely.
Do we have a name for that character?
I didn't put down any names for people like this.
This is also Wambus from Wambus energy is from Bugsnax.
Yeah.
What's good about
I think I will say one thing. I don't think anyone at this point, like in this part of the train, like who's part of like this like very like religious leader, like religious part of the train, believes that the boar is something that can be killed at the very least. Like, no one thinks that.
Yeah.
People know better than to think you can kill the boar.
But it's like, you know, there were like 18 red caps like coming at us, and like we put up a wall of fire, and they were gone. Like, you know, we got away from them.
Did this person survive the original Govan bloodshed?
That would be really cool.
Because if they survive that, they probably feel they can survive anything, right?
Yeah.
I think that might be where my character died.
Oh, interesting.
A lot of people did.
How's White Dancer? Like not White the color, but like White the like undead.
I like it.
Yeah. I'm using they as a default. I think we can give these characters like actually cool pronouns and stuff. But what a Hey, I have an idea.
Mm-hmm.
You know how the Govan song refers to an AM?
Yes.
What if
Yes.
that's the conductor?
I like it.
I think I'm gonna go they them for White Dancer. That's a good one. And we should have someone for because we have one for the Ubjorv and we have one for the Silver Spikes. We need a Ranunculum Scholar.
Yeah. These when thinking of them, these are the ones I hated the most. These ones suck.
They believe they can gain control.
None of them are like evil in that way, but like these ones suck the most for sure.
Yeah. What's a character who would like believe that they can like control this situation?
What's the Huey Emmerich?
I don't know who that is.
It's Melody, quick. Melody, I need you now. Please tell me you're still in chat. Melody, please don't leave me hanging now. I need you now more than ever.
I'm trying to think if we have like existing characters or stuff from Sable Skies that I could draw in.
Huey Emmerich is the person who thought Metal Gear was a cool and good idea and built it.
Huey Emmerich is whoa, cool robot.
Terrible. These are like the most Hull-esque people who are still on the train.
Yeah, people who see the antidote and boar is like not like something terrifying and bad, but as something to be worked on.
Oh god.
Something that just happens to be against us at the moment, but that could change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm imagining they have this ambitious plan to like get the boar in front of the train, pulling it along to take stress off the engines.
Right.
Fuck, that's terrifying.
It's really good.
Or to bring it to places the tracks don't go.
Certainly.
Yeah, we could finally go to Hull, and they could be friends with everyone there.
Like the boar and the antidote, riding ahead, carving a new path with the boar carving a new path with its tusks.
Yeah. Specifically, I think they see the antidote as like a corrupting influence on the boar.
Right.
They think the boar is something pure that would not be against the train if it weren't forced to be.
Are we condensing our narrative possibility too much if we make this Lithuan's mom?
I'm not. I mean, I'm trying to think of what connection we have to Lithun in this story so far. If we should make it to where there's just none for sure.
Right.
But I'm not against it. I don't think.
Big ant lady.
It does. I like the idea of it. Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay, yeah, let's go for it.
What's her name?
I think we should.
Like,
Um,
I'm gonna go she it.
Okay.
Yeah, what's a good name for like an ant?
Ants.
What if I just do a key smash and then try to draw something from it? Nope, that was too many of the same keys.
I'm thinking of names.
Maybe a title instead of a name.
Maybe.
Like,
I like Hiftdrick, but I don't know. feel like a title. Although we have quite a few titles here.
That's true. We have the conductor, and White Dancer. I don't think that's like their newest name. It's probably not the name it's probably not their first name
Yeah, it's like a
that they've
nickname.
had. It's like
Um,
after the Govan bloodshed. It's like that's what I'll be known as now.
I
And,
like I
Hmm?
like Hiftdrick because it has 4 consonants in a row, and it sounds like something that like a humanoid mouth wouldn't really want to do.
that's
Yeah.
But an ant might.
True.
I remember when I once played a Thrycreen in a Dungeons and Dragons game, and my name had no vowels in it at all.
Gross.
Good.
Stop this.
It could be Mandy Bull, like mandible.
I feel like Lithium can't have 2 women in his life that are like both just have like absurd names.
Why not?
Have a normal name at this point.
Yeah.
Is that
Make
another
her name.
rule? It's another rule of the game.
Actually,
There's no such thing as normal names on Leaving. There's just names.
so I'm checking the ZS2A rules. Actually, Lithium can have 2 of those, so we can actually name this character.
Okay.
Mandy Bull.
Right.
Do we want to do Mandy Bull?
I don't. I really
No.
don't.
Yeah, that might be too much.
Let's
That
do
might be
Hiftdrick.
too much.
I honestly like looking at Hiftdrick now. I like it more and more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Even
we
if
should
so-
go with Hiftdrick. It feels right.
For those who have not watched Disc 1 and 2, Ilthun was a major character in that. He also killed the speaker.
Mm-hmm.
One hit.
He was a worker ant, so his mom is a queen ant, and he was turned into a weird swordsman. It's fine. That can happen in Leaving. It's normal.
Leaving's
He-
great.
A worker ant swore an oath and took up a blade and became a swordsman guy.
Yeah.
So is Hiftdrick just an ant?
Big
Or
ant.
did it also get turned into something else? Big ant. Okay.
I don't think she's a prophet. I think she's just an ant.
She's a big ant.
Ant. Got it.
A lot of people are big ants.
I wonder
know.
what happened to her original home.
Yeah.
Cause like her colony, right? Where is it? What happened
It's
to it?
weird that Lithun's mom and aunt are the same person.
Tragic. Let's talk more. We've only gone through leaders. I think we took a break around like 16, so we'll go 10 more minutes and
Yeah.
take a break.
Okay.
Oh, that sounds good.
So something you sucked. What is important is asking. Sorry, yeah. What does it look like? It's a train.
It's a train.
It's
Big train.
Are
non-Euclidean.
the
It's non-Euclidean. There are cars that are weird sometimes.
Yeah.
Going
So
through certain doors takes you to places they shouldn't.
I'd honestly say most of the train cars are probably bigger on the inside.
Probably.
Yeah.
Some are smaller on the inside, probably.
And they're not always in the same order either.
Right.
Yes, absolutely. You could go through like a door in the roof of a train car and go through it and end up in another train car.
I really like that, and I think the antidote absolutely despises it.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Have we mentioned what the antidote's whole deal is?
Yeah, secret renovation. They got lost once and now they're
Like
mad.
on screen? I don't know if we've actually mentioned it on screen.
I said that they wanted to ground everything in logic, but it's a little bit more than that.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty much it, right? They want to destroy mysticism. They find it disgusting.
And they're like using a god to do it, ironically.
Yeah,
And like if someone were to do that, it would fundamentally change the nature of Leaving as a world.
yeah. There's actually
Because
go ahead.
because like so much of Leaving is like can be
Weird.
changed by perception and interpretation.
Right.
Mhm.
I had asked a question in one of our private things, and I wanted to bring it back up here so we can be like certain like whether we want to take this route. Like the idea that, you know, in many ways like the antidote is sort of he's falling into like reactionary atheism. And like is that a path that we want to take where like this character is being like pulled towards, you know, the parliament or something similar to the parliament, because of their like beliefs?
I'm not against that.
I think it could be an interesting space to explore. I think the thing is that it's such like a, a real subject that we'd have to be very very careful and purposeful with it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Yeah. What would be would the alternative just be to not do that, or would
Yeah.
that?
It's at the same time, given what we already know about them, like we'd have to change a lot of their character and motivation if we wanted to not do that, right?
Right.
And I think I think that's probably it's probably going to be an inevitability it's going to happen, and I think we'll just have to be very conscious and responsible when we do approach things from if we approach that angle, you know.
Yeah. To me, it's
Okay.
like that's the thing that we can say about with this, right? Like that's the thing that we can talk about with this character. We could talk about other things, but like to me, that's like the first thing that comes to mind is like it's like my friend who the person I used to be friends with who like in like the 2010s like he was like a very like gross like staunch atheist guy, and then like he got drawn into like all that anti-feminism stuff, and that led to like pretty much just abject fascism.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And like that was a road in like that was a path my life could have taken if I hadn't
it's a
like,
train. Sorry, go ahead.
like because like back in the like late 2000s I was spending way too much time on like 4chan and watching like like Sam Harris owns Bishop videos on YouTube, or like and I was way too deep into that, and then I became responsible and empathic and I went a different way. But like I can see a universe where where I may have kept on that path and ended up a very different person.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the things that I really want to express with this game, I think there are two things that like are like core values that I see for this game is like a like autonomous zones are like a wonderful thing, and like there's like beauty to be seen in like resisting resisting oppression and resisting like structural ignorance, and then also that like faith like theology is like can be like a massive and vast and terrifying thing that can destroy communities, but it can also be like a thing that faith and theology uh and belief can be things that like help people heal and like help people like know themselves and know the world around them.
Yeah. I mean,
Cool.
if we think we can do it good, then yeah, I think it's a good idea.
Yeah.
And I
Cool.
think it's better to like be upfront that we're trying than to try and pretend like there's no politics in our game.
Yeah.
Sure.
I just
Yeah, like if
True.
and I hope that if we screw up, people call us out so we can learn from that.
yeah. Like a lot part of it is also like a lot of this comes from like my personal like reevaluation of my faith and like research and like personal like discovery through like paganism, so there's like a lot of that going on too. um like I've I don't know if we've like discussed it much, but like I've considered going as far as like calling the the void worshippers like void pagans, because it is like structurally what they are in leaving. But yeah, that's I think it'll be really cool if we can land the mark with the antidote there.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's worth thinking about it that way.
Yeah.
Plus, and like narratively, that leaves us space for them to grow out of it, to change and change their mind, right?
Yeah.
We want that opportunity for the antidote as a character.
Yeah, and I think there's like a degree to which like with all the things this game thinks about, because it is very like adventure timey. I like the idea of like looking at like what is the best way that this can go, right? Like, uh, you know, what does it look like? What does an autonomous zone look like on its 10th year? Like, what does an autonomous zone look like on its 20th year? What does a person who is almost drawn this thing and then changes look like? So I think that there are some cool opportunities there. I think we should take a break, and we should come back and finish our community.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Awesome. How long of a break do we want to take?
5 is
Maybe
fine
10
with
this
me.
time?
Yeah,
10 is also good.
let's do 10. So we'll come back at
Yeah.
Alright.
8:23.
Okay.
All right. See y'all then. Hello, we return, and now we're going to talk about the community itself more. We've talked about what it looks like. Let's get right into it. We're going to talk about NPCs now. Who are the others there?
No one else is there. They all
It's
they're all
just
gone.
us.
That's
So
it.
sad.
They already found their Govan and got off.
Hi.
Oh, did we ever talk about Govans?
Oh yeah, what's a Govan? No one talk about
Gotta
what a
talk
Govan
about
is?
it, Govan.
That was like the question on like the trailer post for this disc.
What's your Govan?
A Govan is what's at the end of the line.
And it's gonna be different for everybody.
And it's also like in a way the same for everyone because we're all on the same tracks in a way, even if they diverge and stop at different places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are always new lines that connect and remerge and separate again.
It's very much a like subvern-ic concept, subvern-ish. I don't know. I guess probably subvernic is probably a word in this setting, huh?
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah, it's very much like a concept of like the best thing you can imagine.
Yeah.
Um,
And my character has a thing called a piece of home, which is you and your friends have a piece of your home that you carry with you, a shared song, poem, a trinket, or a photo. You're never far from home while you have it. And you get stressed back when you let it bring you comfort. You can spend stress to like use it to ask people questions who also have it. But like the main thing is like that for us is a Govan. Like what's waiting for us at the end? Like this end that is satisfying in some way.
yeah.
Maybe, and not everybody on board the train will necessarily know what that looks like yet. I know Cannonball, they accomplished their thing, and then it's only after that they've joined the Govan Revolution, and they're looking for a new thing.
I don't know if this says too like in terms of NPCs. I don't know if this says too much about when this is, but what about Collinflowers and Panthorb?
Ooh, I like that.
I do like them.
I love those characters, and I would be very glad to share a community with them.
For those who did not watch Disc 1, Collinflowers is a character with a flower on their head, and Panthorb is the ball panther that is tied to their wrist by its tail.
Yep.
Yeah. Any other NPC ideas?
I imagine there's like a cool old lady who is like the sort of like the number one train interpreter.
Oh yeah.
She's like the teacher for the other people who are like learn to understand to speak to the train.
That's fun.
I don't know much about her beyond that, but she's like a fun grandma type.
Okay, so I know that girls with swords are a thing, but what if there was a sword with a girl? And by that I mean, what if there was a sword that was a girl?
That's fun. I'd like to get a name for the mentor first.
Yeah,
Agatha Crick.
The Crick's good.
That's
a
a
good
great.
name. Agatha Crick is a fun grandma, and they've learned to understand the train pretty well.
Yeah.
And they really just want to. Their primary motivation is just taking care. They want to take care of people.
What about? Sorry, go ahead.
So I was done.
Okay. I'm trying to think of ideas for Minty's sword. Sword person.
So, like, just a sword that is alive, like a magic sword, or
Yeah.
like a sword person with like limbs and stuff.
Like, I mean, I don't understand why it can't be both.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's fair.
It is
Yeah.
like a sentient magical sword person who is just like made of swords.
Okay.
Or like they're like a magic sword that projects a body, like a humanoid body, to interact with other stuff with sometimes.
Oh, I like that. Yes, that's
Yeah.
cool.
I guess my main question was really, does this sword have a means of locomotion? And what is it?
I imagine levitation, probably, right?
Yeah, I imagine they can levitate, and then they can also like project this, like maybe project a body.
Like the initial idea was just kind of like a floating sword that was a girl, but the more I think about this, like crystal gem style person where they're able to just like manifest light to carry themselves, I guess, in like
like
the shape of a form.
Do they?
But,
Oh, really?
but
Why?
they are just the sword.
Does the sword like sit like central in the projection, or do they actually carry themselves
They
like
carry
you would
themselves.
carry a weapon?
Definitely, they carry themselves.
I like that.
Yeah, because like they're a sword. Their purpose is to cut things, and they can't do that if they're in the middle of this projected body, right?
Right.
Exactly. How do
Right.
they get to be a sword if they can't do sword things?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of like an interesting like what type of sword they are, what they were made for, what their name would be in that case.
I think they're a big anime sword. Like, you know those like realistically, swords that are like the size of Buster Blades just aren't practical. They're too big, they're too heavy. But this person just is a really big sword.
Yeah.
The reason they just learned to project a body is because no one was strong enough to wield them, so they wield
Exactly.
themselves.
That's great.
Yes, a really big sword that was created to do something, but no other person could help them do this. So they were like, "Well, I guess I got to do it myself."
They're a legendary sword that was sitting in a cave and just one day said, "You know what? Fuck this."
What if-
Reefing?
What if they're made for cutting off the wings of angels?
Ooh, oh yes.
Hey, what the fuck?
That's an oddly specific thing to be for.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
They're made to kill Clip.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm mad because as soon as I imagine like a big anime sword, I'm like, oh fuck, it'd be so cool to like fight that with a big scythe.
Yeah.
Oh, you absolutely will get a chance. They're
What
coming
about-
for you.
What about cherubane? Like cherub bane, but as one word.
Yes.
I like that a lot.
Yes.
I'm gonna go with Zazum for their pronouns.
Cherubin, nice.
Yeah.
The sharpest pronouns.
The sharpest pronouns possible. Z. Their pronouns are so powerful, you have no idea.
What is so this? We've established this sword as a big Buster sword. What does the projection look like?
Hot.
I don't think there's that. It's definitely like a hot. Oh gosh, no, hold on. What if the only thing in the cave was like magical girl anime DVD?
Yes.
Don't go with an enormous sword.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or capture Sakura. She needs to kill.
But like not a child.
Not a
Yeah.
child, sure.
Like something more like Sailor Moon style, but like
Is Sailor Moon not a child?
Sailor Moon is a child.
they're
Sailor Moon is absolutely a
teenagers.
child.
Okay.
Okay.
Teenagers are still children, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but don't they look like adults or something? I can't remember.
Not normally.
Not really.
Don't
Everyone is weirdly tall in Sailor Moon, but I don't think that has anything to do with
I've
their
never
age.
seen Sailor Moon in my life. I apologize.
I
Yeah,
think
no,
like,
all the characters are like 14, 15.
I thought they were all adults. Oh my god.
No, it's okay. The problem with anime is that everyone is a child.
Yeah. Let's
Usually.
I think that the
As soon in anime, as soon as you turn 20 years old, your hair goes completely gray and you get wrinkles all over your face.
I guess it's
Yeah.
just a problem for people who aren't children who watch anime, not for the intended audience who are children.
right.
Yeah,
Uh,
because like when you're marketing the show to teens and you have these cool teen heroes, that's one thing.
Sure.
right.
But
Anyway,
when-
Yeah.
maybe this is the wrong question because we didn't describe Agatha at all, so
That's
maybe we're good.
Yeah, I can describe them in the actual game. I have like I have good sense of like what archetypes that we're working with, so I can try and play to those and also subvert them with design and stuff. Cool. Any other character ideas?
I want to do the riddle character.
Yeah, give me that riddle.
Okay.
Oh yeah, so I want there to be people who are also riddles. They just are the physical. They're riddles personified, and if they get solved, they will die. They'll stop existing, which is bad. This riddle is what has 11 legs?
Cool. Question mark included,
Awful
right?
table.
What?
Question mark included, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I like.
What has 11 legs has no pronouns. Do not refer to them.
That makes
Sure.
sense to me. What has 11 legs is a riddle.
Yeah. I guess technically they're fine with them theirs, but
Yeah.
just don't.
Refer to what has 11 legs as what has 11 legs.
Yeah.
The Riddler until you solve them and reveal their true form.
And then they immediately die.
So
It's like
sad.
shapeshifters.
God, Melody, don't fuck off. I'm out, Melody Bird.
Thank you, Julie. You make me laugh.
Time out, Julie. 5 minutes.
there should be
Yeah, what you did.
there should be an old grumpy mechanic archetype on the train, I think.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Oh, just like a very sooty, like.
I do
Gotta
also.
keep these boilers going. You're gonna break them.
They're elbow deep in train grease and they have coal dust on their face and
I do want there to be. This isn't really an NPC. It might kind of be a part of this NPC, but I want the little fucking coal dust, like gremlins from Spirited Away to be there.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
I just want them to be there because they're great, and I want them to be on a train.
So this will reveal a lot of the bad games that I've been playing lately. There's a character in Red Dead Online named Stips who runs your camp, and he says things like, "Did you know that I used to be an acrobat in Portugal?" Well, it sure kept me spry, and I would love that to be the engineer's personality.
amazing. Yes, please. Like the gremlins are like their little friends.
Yeah.
I used to be an acrobat in the sable skies.
Wait,
You
are they an
could
Echo?
be.
Are they an Echo?
Oh, that would be really cool.
Be good.
So I should probably clarify for people who have not seen Disc 1 and 2. So in the Sable Skies, there are these people who are called Echoes, and they are people who have projected their consciousness into machine bodies. And when... I forget what her position is. What is Villia's position? It's something.
There was a
She's
name
not the
for it.
she's not the chancellor anymore.
Yeah.
My brain is only giving me immortal bureaucrat.
Immortal bureaucrat Villia.
I forget.
Mean
I
lady who
forget
said
what
she was going
her
to kill my
actual
dog.
position is.
Yeah, Arbiter.
Arbiter, yeah, the Arbiter. That's it.
Yeah, when Arbiter Villia of the Sable Skies of the, I believe that it's now the Cosmic Seance. Sent her, basically put a ship together of amber to cross the void and go to leaving. Most of the people didn't. Well, many of the people didn't want to go there physically, and so they came in. They came in these echo bodies, so I think we're saying that this engineer is going to be an echo from the Sable Skies, which means that at night they actually they live their life in the Sable Skies, and then not necessarily, it's not 1-to-1, but like you know, they sometimes they sleep and they live in the Sable Skies, and sometimes they're awake and they live here.
Sounds good.
Yeah. So, what is the name of this character? And what are the pronouns?
Do you have a sense of where they're from in the Sable Skies?
Oh, that's a good question.
Because I think we had some naming conventions for different planets, right?
What if they're like a Reverie like crypty style, like they used to work in the acid mines, like what's a name for a character like that? A lot of these people have like very short names like Eileen and Laszlo. What about Told? Told.
I love it.
Let's go Told.
It's a really good name.
Told has a lot of stories.
Yeah.
Told does have a
And
lot of stories.
I think I'll go
Absolutely.
he him for Told. That's it. That feels right.
Sounds-
Further echo. I'm kind of imagining the like the four-armed bug mechanic guy from Redline,
Oh,
something
I've
kind
not
of like
seen
that,
Yeah.
where
I'll have to
they
look.
decided they wanted some extra limbs.
Yeah.
to
I do
both,
really like that.
so that they can simultaneously work on a machine and pet their fun soot friends.
I like
That
that.
also really fits in with the soot people because I'm not saying that anime is for children. I'm saying that when people make animes, they are usually trying to sell it to children. That doesn't mean anime is bad or for children. Yeah, the guy from Spirited Away also has 4 arms. Sorry, I was looking at the chat.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Spirited Away.
I was going to say, yeah, the person who interacts with the soot people in Spirited Away also is actually sort of looks like the mechanic from Redline.
All right, cool.
Nice. We got Ghibli illusions here, which is good because Adventure Time also does, and that's kind of a big inspiration for this. Yeah. So that's good. I have one more space on the sheet if we want to add another NPC.
Mm. Hmm.
What if werewolves but birds?
Like
Oh.
werebirds
Yeah.
or bird wolves.
I mean, hold on.
Is this a
I
bird
was
that turns
thinking-
into a wolf or a
I
person
was
that turns
thinking
into a
of
bird?
werebird, and then you hit me with bird wolves. That's fucking great. Hold on. What if? Yes, actually, that
Yeah.
bird wolves.
Bird wolf. What's like their deal? Hey, train.
What would be their deal? That's a good question.
What if they're a dancer?
Yeah. What if they're just like they're really good at dancing?
They do ballet, for most of the time, and then they just like they just do some like wild, freakish dances when they become a wolf.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like they can fly. They've got wings. They definitely have wings. But they're
they're-
also just like a wolf too.
Yeah, they were trained to dance in 3 dimensions because they can fly, right? And
Yeah.
so now that they're also a werewolf, they're having to learn some new dances just to be done on a 2-dimensional plane with all their cool wolf stuff.
I think this character's name is Garment.
Yeah. That's yeah.
Garment, a Malifest, and Told.
Wait. Oh yeah. Very good. And name is or his pronouns are. Wait, I
There
have an
aren't enough-
idea. Can I make a werewolf pun?
Yes.
What if their pronouns are waywayers? Waywayers.
Yeah. Pure coincidence.
No, intentional.
Oh, they chose those pronouns after becoming a werewolf.
Yes. Waywayers.
Awesome.
Very good werewolf pronouns. That's great. So those are NPCs. Those are leaders and NPCs. We have quite a few, so I'll have to do some some art and some remembering. Next is these are some of the more simple questions. We all know each other because we're all on a train together. I think that's a pretty easy one.
Yep.
Yeah. We all live on the same train.
What's the atmosphere?
Hopeful.
Is it?
I mean, it's
Hopeful with reservations.
A little bit hopeful, a little bit scared.
Yeah, both.
it's
It's
a bit
the tension, right?
resigned.
Because
To just completely rip off an album.
there's that constant tension of like we're going forward, we're looking to the future, but we have problems and they're always just behind us, just out of sight.
Yeah, I think that's a reasonably nuanced sense of what's happening here.
That's like literally true, and also like an interesting place narratively for the community to be.
Yeah.
Maybe some of us are a little in denial of the dangers that are the very real dangers and problems we have, right? Because it all depends on where are you looking? Are you looking to the front of the train or to the back or out the back?
Right, yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
I can definitely see that.
What do you see first?
This is kind of a more specific question, and I don't know if we need answers for this right now because we just introduced these characters, but y'all can think on this. Who are your friends at home? We can keep it simple for now. Just like if anyone has like any NPCs who like jump out at them, like one NPC that your character might be friends with.
Cannonball has become friends with Told just by the virtue of they have similar skills and they work together a lot. They both are like, you know, like they're really good with machines and working with their hands, and that's something they have in common, and so they've kind of bonded in a professional, what was at first a purely professional sense, but they've become friends.
I like that.
I think my character is good friends with all the player characters.
That's nice.
All the characters seem like people that I think that Choir is just she's a community leader. She likes to be friends with everyone as much as she can. I think
She likes people and she likes helping people.
Yeah, definitely. That's a part of why she's very connected with the train. They both like helping people a lot.
Excellent.
I think she has like a sort of. I'm torn between if she should be like really close, like basically family with Agatha, or if there's like a tension between them.
I think it's more interesting if there's a tension, because like your like actual magical connection to the train gives you sort of a more direct way to communicate than like what the train speakers do. And
Yeah.
I think there's probably some like anxiety on their part, you know?
Yeah, I
About,
mean,
have we been doing things the wrong way for have we been doing it wrong for like 20 years now?
Have we
Or
not actually known what the train's been saying this whole time? Could we have been misinterpreting? There's doubt put up, like there's doubt there, I think.
Yeah, and I think
it's more interesting. I think it's more interesting if we have the opportunity to confront that in the game, rather than it already having been resolved in the past. You know?
Yeah,
sure.
I do think a thing is like that. Like the other leadership trusts me more than her at this point. And that's not a thing that like I think Choir like wanted. I don't think that Choir's like, and now I'm the one who gets to tell people what the train thinks, and you were wrong. I think it's like upsetting. Like it's like, oh God, okay. I'm happy to do this. I'm happy to help the train. I'm happy to help the people here, but that's scary.
Damn, all I did was die, and now you want my opinion.
What about other relationships for others?
I kind of want. I want Stargazer to be good friends with Cherubane. But it's mostly because I want to be good friends with Cherubane.
Yeah, she seems cool.
But also, I think I kind of like the idea that Stargazer is very good friends with the train itself. Because
Hmm.
the train is alive. The train is alive, right?
Yeah.
But like not in the way that is like, oh yeah, we tell each other all of our secrets and stuff, but more as though like Stargazer can just kind of like stop, look off into the wind for a second, and say the train is hungry.
Yeah. Or the vice versa, where Stargazer opens the door, and
Shit.
a thing that Stargazer didn't even know that she wanted is in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
About Colin and Panthorpe. So, when the Prime Square crew met them in Disc 1, they were like their RV was broken down and they were just kind of stranded. Were they a part of the Revolution community before that? Like, were they like gone away to do something, or did they join up? Did they board the train at some point after that event?
Yeah, my idea was that they joined up because they were scared. Because they'd seen some shit.
Because I was thinking that like Cannonball had built that RV for them to go out and do something. Like they had something they wanted to accomplish and maybe bring back.
See, my mental image of that situation was that RV was already there, that was a rune. But also, I'm super into the idea that Cannonball had made that, because that makes everything just a bit more connected.
And like Cannonball can't stop himself from building cool cars.
Yeah.
He literally cannot.
At this point,
They literally cannot.
they can't stop. They can't stop.
I like that. So I think those. I'll rewatch this VOD and mark those down later. And because we gotta hurry up here.
Yeah.
Is everyone nice?
No.
No, definitely no.
It's impossible for everyone in the community to be nice.
No one is nice.
There is the factions. There is tension between them.
Yeah.
There are nice people, but not everyone is nice. They're just some really rude dudes.
What do people do for fun?
Oh, good question.
Train spotting. Wait, no. What the fuck does
Damn
that
it.
mean?
There it is.
There's a game where you try and guess what the next car is going to be before you open the door. So it's a game. It's like a guessing game that you play with the people you're with, the group you're with at the time, and with the train itself, because the train ultimately decides what the door leads to, right?
Train can hear you.
Yeah. I'm actually there's probably, it's hard to find. You're not going to get there very often, but there is one train car that has an entire roller coaster in it.
I love that.
I think a thing that people honestly do for fun is just wander the train, because like the train wants people to have fun there. The train wants it to be like a nice place. It wants to show them beautiful things.
Yeah, I like those. Those are the questions that we're supposed to ask. Does anyone want to ask any? We only have like a couple minutes left. Actually, maybe we can hold on those questions and do those off, or during the game. We should do amenities and stuff like that.
Yeah, let's assign our group stats.
Let's quickly do traditions. What are
Superstitions, you mean? Oh yeah.
Traditions and superstitions. Actually, this should just go in here or somewhere. I don't know. There's no space for the thing that I'm just gonna put in traditions because they are traditions.
Sure.
So what are our traditions? These are things that we do consistently, and usually the idea is supposed to be that when you return home, a tradition might be going on.
The train demands a sacrifice of bread.
Of bread.
Feed the train bread.
Yeah. I was going to say blood, but I was like, no, that's too serious.
No, the train's nice.
The train's nice.
It fits with some of the like. There's a gloss of Soviet idealism over this season. That cannot be denied.
Really? No, this game's apolitical. You're confused.
Yeah.
We're
Politics in my tabletop role-playing game? Absolutely
There's-
not. Never.
There's slime people, there can't be politics.
Yeah.
Everyone knows you can only have a political game that has humans in it.
That's right.
Yeah, the only way for it to be a political game is for it to take place during World War II.
Any other ideas?
The only political event to have ever happened.
I think it's when you're trying to go to the front car, it's polite to knock first.
That sounds like a superstition, actually.
Oh, maybe.
That's fine.
Because to me, feeding the train bread feels kind of vent, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Knock on entering front car. Y'all can hear my keyboard. It's fine.
It's
so-
fine. We love a
If you say
mechanical
so.
keyboard. Another like an event I think that could happen is interesting is sometimes we stop and we move the cars around.
Oh,
Even though we know they're non-Euclidean and it doesn't actually matter.
Yeah.
it's like rolling a whole bunch of times to reset your luck.
Yeah, definitely.
Exactly.
It's like rotating your tires, except it's train cars.
Yeah.
I think for another superstition is like you never make a demand of the train.
I like that.
Yeah, we don't tell the train what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's really good. I think those are
Because like it's an entity that we all trust and our friend we want a relationship of trust and friendship with it.
right. Any others, or do we want to go with those?
It's a good starting point.
Those are good for me.
Cool.
Oh wait,
sure
I thought of one. What if when we aren't on the train, we have like a code word for the train, so we don't just say because we want to be a little bit secretive about it.
Especially since we know we're the last one.
Yeah. What if we call the train something else when we're not on it? But what's a good thing that we call the train?
When you're not on the train, you don't talk about Govan, you don't talk about the train.
Fight Club. No, that's stupid. No.
Let's go back to Fight Club and take off.
The light? No, that's this.
Is it just home?
Stay home.
I think
Like,
it's
let's
something
go home
besides
is let's go
home.
back to the train.
Yeah.
I have something incredibly dumb for superstitions, but I think it makes sense in the terms of like train terminology, and it's toss a coin to your switcher.
I'm gonna die.
I'd rather not reference that work.
Killed to death.
Fair enough.
That's fair.
What's the thing to call the train?
Yeah.
This is gonna kill me.
What's it? Yeah, I'm trying to think of like things that might
We call the
reference.
train like our mutual friend. Like we need to go see our mutual friend.
Let's go see our mutual friend.
I like that.
Like my first thought was comrade, but that feels too on the nose.
Yeah, a little bit.
I do like mutual friend because everyone is friends with the train.
Yeah, I do like that.
Oh, and there's the line in the Govan song about something. I forget what I even wrote. Something to the end. Something pristine friend.
Oh shit.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm sure we might come up with more off stream
Yeah.
between today and our first play session.
So we need 2 amenities. Or more people have spent advancements on them. But for now, we'll just do 2 because we're running out of time.
Yeah. There's like a list of these. I just remembered. I was just trying to think of cool shit we could have.
I can read through
Which
the
is
list if we
probably
want.
isn't a bad idea.
Oh yeah, there is.
So it's Whisper Networks, Armory, Workshop, Library, Training Facility, Laboratory, Theater, Garden,
You want to
Garage.
read all of these?
There's not too many. Actually, there are a lot. Never mind. Yeah, just
There are a lot of them.
yeah.
Do we have? I think we have a magical font, right? This is something very magical.
Oh yeah. Not a font, but not the font, but a magical font.
Yes.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
font
Comic
is
Sans.
inside. The font is inside of the fissure, and this is far away.
I do like the idea of a garage inside of the train.
Yeah, I
Oh,
That's where I live.
It's Cannonball's Garage.
Let's go garage.
Yeah, because like Cannonball. I was thinking that like if we weren't gonna pick it here, I would spend some advancements on it because like I imagine that's where where they live. is like the very like it whenever it needs to be, it's always the very last car with a hatch opening out the back where they can drive a vehicle out.
I think, like in another world, I think it would be very funny for us to pick cave system.
Yeah.
It's not
Cave
too
system
might-
that moves with the train.
You can.
I
Nothing's
might.
stopping you.
I have some advancements. I might spend some of them on some of these.
Cool. Let's talk group stats. We've 2, 4, 3, 1, 3, 2. How do we want to sort these?
My instinct is that our highest is probably security, since we're moving all the time.
Yeah, and the level up
That's true.
nonsense.
It makes a very
Yeah.
safe place to live.
I like that. I feel like condition, or possibly wealth, or both, are our lowest. 'Cause
Yeah, I
we're in
think
rough shape, right?
I think wealth is probably our lowest one.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. You fucking read my mind.
All right, so wealth is 1.
It's like condition is basic in this context is how well we're taking care of the train.
Right.
And
I think we have-
I imagine the reason we have only one wealth is because almost everything we get goes into that upkeep.
Yeah, I think we have more supplies than we have rations.
So 3 supplies and 2 rations.
That feels
think we have-
that feels correct to me.
Because we keep
we
giving
have-
all our bread to the damn train.
Yeah,
I think our second 3 goes on recreation.
that's what I was thinking. Yeah,
I think we have more fun than many other communities, but we're maybe a little. But the train is always has something that needs to be attended to.
Okay. And then
Yeah.
let's quickly do the grid, the matrix.
the notoriety matrix.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull this up on screen so
I
you can
love
see
the
it.
notoriety matrix.
The Matrix films. So okay, I can't scroll this good, so oh my god, alright, hang on, let me try up and down. That's fine. Which of these do we think we are? Or mostly seen as is the real question.
Because the thing here is like it's what we're seen as. It's not what we are.
Gamblers.
Really?
I mean, you welcome
I
people who are
kinda-
hunted by ambition.
We're
I kind of like
and
gamblers.
we've bet it all on this train.
yeah,
Oh, I
It's
see.
either-
especially from how the outside sees us. Everyone who's not on the train is like, "What the hell? Why are you on this train? It's gonna be destroyed. It's gonna break.
And-
Just live somewhere like a normal person."
And
Either
and how
that
else
or
are we
the-
going to supply ourselves if not through capers?
We are currently being supplied by capers if Pops is actually giving us supplies.
Yeah, I don't see like anybody on this train as either it's either gamblers or loose cannons.
Yeah, and of the two, I think gamblers makes the most sense.
Yeah. I could maybe see noble, but not from like an outside perspective. I don't know if anyone sees us as noble.
Yeah. Maybe the people from outside might see us as dogmatic. Because in that interpretation, the antidote would certainly be a heretic.
Right.
True. Like what? I mean,
But as far as how like we conduct ourselves, it doesn't feel right.
like when people
I
think
like-
of Govan, do they think of they're saying they're in this moving thing, they're gonna die without a home, it's terrible, or do they think, wow, they're weird, they worship a train?
Probably both, but I think I like gamblers.
Yeah, to me it's like I think about Pops, who's like the first Govan person, the first person to ever mention Govan in Is Up to You, really, right? And like
Yeah.
the idea that like the only people who remain in Govan are not the whole people who are like, we need to make it be this, this, and this, and like, you know, everything needs to run in this way. They are like, we're in it till the end, and like we're gonna take it back from the bastards, right?
Yeah.
Like
There's one thing the people of the Govan Revolution are good at. It's heists.
Yeah. And it's not cutthroat because it's not like we're not being chased by people who are who have an intention to get vengeance on us for things that we've stolen, or not necessarily stolen, but the things that we've obtained through through illegal or otherwise means, through our capers. We are being hunted by people who have an ambition to hurt us. So
In
it's
some
very-
interpretations, hurting us is merely a means to accomplish their goal.
right.
It's not even the end. It's not even the end of for them. You know, it's
Yeah.
just a necessary. It's a necessary step, but not a sufficient condition.
It is, however, the end of authority, and you know, that's happening. I think we're good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gamblers, plural.
Oh yeah, gamblers. Boom. There we go. Save. Okay. Let's go back to the main page. Hi, we're back. We're back here. So we're gonna end now. Let's quickly. There's no end of session because we haven't started yet. Let's quickly just go down the line. Steven, do you have anything that you want to promote?
I do not. I am nowhere.
Cool. Minty.
Not really. No.
Marcy.
Marcy, you can get my games at tourmaline.itch.io, and the O is a 0.
Nice. They're all very good. Audiovore.
Thank you.
I'm Audiovore. You can find me streaming usually 2 or 3 times a month at twitch.tv/theaudiovore.
Awesome. Oh yeah, and tomorrow I am having my VTuber debut. That is at 7:00 p.m. EST. Please be there. Same bat channel, not same bat time. An hour later. And yeah, thank you everyone for watching. And please, I'm begging you to remember, I'm on my hands and knees, especially in this moment, especially with some things we've discussed today. Please remember, if you hear someone say your heart is a bolt used with your body, please run. Like you don't have to be there anymore.
Just find the nearest train station, hop on board, and don't look back.
That's right.
Get on the train, baby.
You don't have to go home, but you can't stay there.
That's right. And we're gonna raid someone, and then we'll wrap up. Who's streaming? Oh. I'm gonna give one of my friends some power.
Hell yeah.
I'm glad y'all enjoyed. And thank you all my friends for watching, and thank you all my Thank you all my friends for being here to play with me. This was a very fun one.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I love it.
We're gonna raid Chi, my friend Pisces Chi, Chinero.
I love Chi.
We love Chi. All right. Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.